Yes, guys, and welcome back to We Are Tottenham TV. Your boy David from the Irish Hotspur, joined by Jack Kanicki, Brian Daigle from Tottenham Away. How are you keeping, lads? How are you keeping, Jacko?
Not bad, David. You know, we went through a very interesting game with the Czechs earlier. The game absolutely flipped on its head. I got a little bit of spicy kind of lunch in between. Hopefully the next game will be a little spicy.
100%. Brian, how are you keeping, my man?
I'm doing good. And it's a pleasure to be with you. As I said to you earlier, with the quarterfinals and 2 games a day, I've said to my wife I'm picking a game a day, especially on the weekend. So I spent some time with her, and it was this game. And then when you said you're doing the watch along, it was like I've got to come and spend some time with my boy David and my boy Jack and everyone at We Are Tottenham TV. So this has got the potential to be a fantastic game, and it's a pleasure to be with everyone.
Brilliant.
No, look, Brian, you're too nice to the missus. Look, my missus, I just tell her, look, this is what I'm doing for the day. You go and find an alternative thing. So you're too nice, lad. You shouldn't be given the options. No options allowed, lad. But look,
she had her second shot yesterday, and she's not feeling too well. So it's like I've got to pick my battles.
I'll allow that. That's fair. But look, guys, we are here for the watch-along between Belgium and Portugal, the last 16 game. It's going to be an absolute firecracker. I'm expecting a really good game of football here. Just run through the starting lineups. Belgium, Courtois is in goal with Alderweireld for Tongan, and interestingly, Vermaelen in there, forming all the 3 centre-backs. Mounier at right wing-back, Thorgan Hazard at left wing-back, I presume it is, with Witsel, Tielemans, and De Bruyne forming the midfield 3. I think you might see De Bruyne more or less maybe out on the right-hand side, with Eden Hazard coming in off the left and Lukaku up front. With Portugal, it's Rui Patricio in goals. Guerrero, the guy from Dortmund, at left-back. Pepe and Diaz forming the centre-back, with Diego Dalot at right-back. We have Palhinha, Sanchez and Moutinho forming the midfield 3, with Jota, Silva and Ronaldo forming the front 3. So looks like Portugal are going for a 4-3-3 and Belgium are going for a 3. It more or less work out a 3-4-3, I think, is what it usually works out as with them, with how high their wing backs are up. But Jack, everybody quickly, make sure you do smash a like on the stream and subscribe on the channel if you're new, and don't be afraid to get your super chats in and help with the boys. I am just filling in there away with the grandpa and the family, for a couple of days. So I just said, look, with the work they put in, how hard they work, on their channel and the content they put out for all of us guys, that I'd fill in and help them out. So why not? Look, let's welcome a few people to the stream first as well. Everybody, get your score predictions in below for this game as well. Let me know who you think's going to win. We have King Bino. How are you keeping, my man? No, look, it's not coming home, lad. It's not.
Yes, it is.
Catman, Jess, go, Toby and Belgium. Yid Kid is in the building. Beat yourself up, Yid Kid. Kyle Patrick Vineyard, he's gone for Belgium. Dan Davenport, I hope you're keeping well, my man. We have Captain Jess as well. Hello, Dave, Brian, and Jack. It's going to be a great game. Pleasure to watch along with you, boys. I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. The teams are lining up for the national anthems here. Belgium are in their red jersey, and Portugal are playing in their white jersey. A very nice jersey, I have to say. To be fair, I do like it. Yeah. But Jack, quickly, what do you what way do you think the game's going to go, and what do you think we can see?
David, I think the first thing that needs to be noted, I just feel like there's some significant changes in the Portuguese kind of lineup there. They have a different right back in Diego Dalot, I believe, instead of Nelson Semedo. They went with João Palhinha instead of Bruno Fernandes. And Danilo Pereira, and William Carvalho is also gone. They're going with João Moutinho and who else? Renato Sanchez, who has looked great, in his moments. I think it just needs to be said first is that Portugal have gone with a very different lineup than before, very kind of new faces. I personally, I want the Portuguese to win this. I want them to go through here, but it's hard to say, David, but maybe weirdly, I actually might back the Belgians for once, and I might something about the Belgians, maybe De Bruyne, Lukaku. It's just such an unbeatable kind of connection and combination. So I'm going to say De Bruyne gets an assist to Lukaku to open it up 1-0, and we'll go from there.
No, 100% love that analysis, my man. Look, people in the chat, I will be welcoming more people in. I just want to get Mr. Daigle's thoughts on today's game. What does he expect to see, and what way do you think the game's going to go?
So first of all, what you said about the Portugal kit, it's a stunning kit. Yeah. And what annoys me is it just goes to show that Nike can make some great kits, where ours are just absolutely vile.
I actually really like the new home one. I've decided today I've had a long look at it. I really like it.
It's exactly the same as the one we had at Wembley, just without the crest. There's no. I want to go back to Under Armour.
It's
and
kind of like the
Puma.
Czech kit, actually. The Czech's kit is like a T-shirt, kind of, you know, like very slim kind of kit. You know, the Czech Republic kit. I feel like that's the Tottenham away or the Tottenham kit as well. It's kind of similar.
Again, just quickly, I think this cameraman must be single again. He's zooming in on the women in the crowd.
They always do. But like I said, my thoughts on the game is: listen, there's one man on that pitch that, as long as he's not playing against Tottenham, I want that team to win. And that is the defender that we should never have got rid of. That is Jan Vertonghen. I absolutely idolise him. And when I say he's my second favourite ever Spurs player, I mean it. I love him. And I want Belgium to win, firstly because of him. Secondly, because as I said to you earlier, I honestly think we're waiting for Roberto Martinez and Belgium to go out so we can appoint him as manager. Yeah. I am totally convinced that this is the case. And I just fancy Belgium, and I'm actually going to say Vertonghen to score as well. He seems to score vital goals at World Cups, like he did in Russia against Japan. Yeah, right to that looping header, and I've got a feeling it's going to be Belgium. And like you said, Jack, you might as well put a bet every game for De Bruyne to get an assist. He's that damn good.
You could put your life on it. You could put your life on it practically.
Exactly. So it should be this game has just got the recipe for goals, for excitement, for everything. It looks like it's going to be immense.
Yeah, 100%. Well, look, Belgium, it is confirmed they are lining up a 3-4-3. Portugal have gone with a 4-3-3. So it'll be very interesting to see how it matches up. With Vertonghen and Vermaelen both being left-footed centre-backs, it's actually Vertonghen playing on the left-sided centre-back with Vermaelen in the middle and Toby out on the right-hand side of centre-back. Of course, Cristiano Ronaldo today, if he scores a goal, he will take the record for most international goals ever, for his country. So that'll be absolutely huge for him. I'm sure he'll be absolutely firing for that. Look, for me, I actually do want Portugal to win. But to be honest with you, with Toby Alderweireld in the team, with Vertonghen, and Nasser Chadli, another player I don't think we should have sold. He's not starting there, but he might come off the bench. So for me, I wouldn't mind Belgium going through, to be honest with you. And plus, the reason why I want them to go out is I want to see whether, again, I've been saying as well about Roberto Martinez was the first name linked. So I want to see if he will be, if that is the case, that they're not allowed to announce it, and that's why it's gone on so long, because they have to wait for Belgium to be knocked out. Would be interesting. And like Jack was saying, no Bruno Fernandes. Look, he's been poor at this European Championships. Ruben Neves as well can't really get in. He's seen a few minutes the last day. So there are a few players that could probably come off the bench for Portugal. But look, let's welcome a few more people in. We have Lee Brown. He says, I fancy Portugal to win 2-1 tonight. Dan Davenport is going for Belgium 2-1 tonight. King Bino has gone for 2-2. So he's expecting it to go to extra time, maybe penalties. Nightwolf Gamer, he wants Belgium in as well. We have Alex Burlton. He's gone Belgium 2-0. Cody Mack says, look at the Three Musketeers, 100%, my man. 100%. I hope you're keeping well, Cody Mack. Big yourself up. And the two teams are just getting ready to kick off here, guys. And it's kicked off there now, so if anyone wants to sync up.
I'm going to turn the fan on in here on 2 seconds.
No worries. We also have Jake Chamberlain. He says it's coming home. It's not, my man. It's not. The only thing coming home is England with empty hands. Abdif Arab says Belgium. He wants Belgium to win. King Bino's gone 3-2 Belgium. Captain Jess 3-2 Belgium. Mark Swift, big up Mark Swift. You're on the likes, my man. You're on the likes again, Mark. You know your job. I love my mind. I love My Little Pony. We want Belgium to win. Otherwise, Martinez will be the new manager. Belgium 3-2. That's what Tottenham Rock has gone. Big yourself up. Mr. K, hope you're keeping well, my man. Hope you're keeping well. Dan Davenport, Dave, have you met any ex-Republic of Ireland players before? Niall Quinn. I actually used to work for the hotel that Niall Quinn was a part owner of. So I met him there. But previously, before that, I actually met him at Crow Park. I was up at a Kildare game. Of course, he's from Kildare. Or not from Kildare, he's from Dublin, but lives in Kildare. He was up at the game too. So I just walked over with my Kildare jersey, got that signed. And then, met him a number of times. Met him at a local GAA game. And then the hotel he used to run as well. I spoke to him a few times. And the guy that owned the hotel was also a guy that bought a part of Sunderland that time. Jack Kearney as well. So, big them up. We will enjoy the match. Don't worry about that, Cody. Yid Kid Ronaldo hat-trick. Tory Max has gone 3-1 Belgium. Marcelo, he's gone 1-0 Portugal. Big up, Marcelo.
Marcelo.
And Blow Money has gone 2-1 Portugal. Victor HM is in the building as well. Everybody, big yourselves up. Make sure you do smash a like on the stream. And, help us out. It's really important. It's starting off. We're here, Portugal, just rotating the ball across the back. Jack, do you think it could be a case where, it might take 10, 15, 20 minutes for the game to for the first chance to come and, first 15, 20 minutes, both teams would just kind of be feeling each other out?
It's really hard to say, David. I actually don't know if I can answer that. Maybe my gut feeling is maybe actually no, David. There's maybe a good chance I could say that maybe there could be a goal within the first 20 minutes, I could say. I think both these teams are just so lethal that maybe, if the defenses are a little switched off, if they're not used to each other, there might be a goal early in the game. And maybe that's what I'm hopeful for as well. So I'm going to answer it that way, David.
Look, Mr. Daigle,
Yep.
Do you think first goal in this will win the game, do you think? Do you think it could be that tight?
I honestly don't. I think this game's going to have a good few goals in it. But with what you were just saying, what Jack was saying, I honestly think for Portugal, keeping the ball for 15 minutes or whatever is going to boost their confidence. Because what I have seen of them, their defence has been very shaky. There's no doubt going forward they're a threat. But against Germany, in the France game, they just looked very, very shaky. So I think the ball possession for the defenders, getting as many touches on the ball, whatever, build their confidence up, is going to be vital. Because like you said, I mean, Belgium just need one chance goal as well as Portugal. But I think the defence of Portugal is a little bit more shaky than Belgium's.
Mm.
Well, of course, look, they do have the big man Ronaldo up front, very clinical. I expect him, if he gets a chance, he will take it. I do expect him to be ice cool today, chasing that record, Jack. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, with Ronaldo, right, he's the best Champions League player of all time. He's practically proven that he can be very effective in any major tournament as well. To be honest, David, when someone said Ronaldo hat trick, I didn't really, I kind of didn't really even laugh at it, David, because it's always plenty possible. And like I said, I do see a goal going in the first 20 minutes. I could easily be wrong, but if it's going to be in the first 20 minutes, I mean, who else could it be besides probably De Bruyne, Lukaku, or Ronaldo?
Yeah. Look, Lukaku, of course, being on hot form so far, Brian, hasn't he? He's been very impressive. He's been unplayable at times. His pace, his power, he makes him very hard to mark. And look, he is starting to get that clinical edge to his game as well. Have you been impressed with Lukaku?
So I'll talk about Lukaku, then I'll go back on to Ronaldo. So with Lukaku, do you know what? It just goes to show he got a lot of stick at United, and their forwards always get a lot of grief. It's a very, very high-powered position to be playing. And you look at it, he scores goals wherever he goes. But the Italian league, where it's a little bit more slower pace, and his power and pace, which is so explosive, really, really suits that league, has given him a whole load of confidence. And you've got to say, it just goes to show what Conte can do with players. Right, Conte has shown with Skriniar, who we wanted, with Lukaku, what he can do under his management. Like Poch did when he developed the youth and whatever. Conte has displayed that totally and utterly with Lukaku. And I think it's now
giving him the confidence. Here, Brian Renato Sanchez releases Diego Jota. Oh, he's pulled it. He's completely pulled it. Unlucky. Good breakaway play there by Portugal. Renato Sanchez released through the middle. It was an overlap down the left-hand side. Renato Sanchez puts the ball into Diego Jota's path, and he just pulls the shot. He really should have buried it. But Portugal breaking away on Belgium there. And Belgium looking very exposed there, to be fair. Oh, it's a poor effort. It's a poor effort. Even with the player sliding across, he probably should have cut inside and held a bit more composure there. But Portugal looking dangerous from the off here.
They are. I mean, do you know what? Before I talk about Ronaldo, that Renato Sanchez, this tournament, has looked night and day to the player Swansea got. I mean, when Swansea signed him, they're like, oh my God, look what we've signed. He had so much potential, and obviously it didn't work for whatever reason. But getting back to Ronaldo, David, I don't know if you watched the two Bryans last week, but I bigged you up a lot because I said I've always been kind of undecided on the Messi-Ronaldo debate. I've always been undecided, but then I know how staunch you are with Ronaldo. And then I don't know if it was that day or when Portugal, you just look at it, and to me now, there's no question. He does it wherever he goes, whatever league he's gone in, he's shined. And not only that, he is still doing it for his country. I mean, you got Messi, who's in World Cups, Copa Americas, and he hasn't been able to get it over the line. And even now in this tournament, at what, 36, 37, he is still.
I think he's only 34, isn't he?
No, I think he's a little bit older than that. I might be wrong. But he, wherever he goes, he does it. And to me now, you know what it is? Messi scores those great individual goals where he takes on 3-4 players and dinks it. Where Ronaldo is known for like his incredible leap, his long range blockbusters. But when you look at it now, I don't know why I haven't come to this conclusion earlier. For me, I totally agree with you that he is the greatest.
Yeah, just before we touch on Ronaldo there, for me, Aaron, we are at 7 minutes, 20 seconds if you want to sync up, my man. Big yourself up. Look, with me, Ronaldo, the reason why I say Ronaldo is because he's done it now in 3 different leagues. He's done it in England, he's done it in Spain, and he's done it in Italy, right? You look for his country. You look at his country. He's dragged his country sometimes single-handedly over the line. With Messi and at international tournaments, Ronaldo's always showing up. With Messi, he's gone missing at international tournaments. You know, everyone talks about Messi going into them. He flatters to deceive. And with Barcelona, the whole system is built around him, right? Allowing him to flourish. With Ronaldo going to different teams, it's not always 100% necessarily built around him. He has to adapt sometimes. And for me, that's why I say he's the best, because all around he's the best. He can skin players. He's shooting is next to none. You know, he can take corners. He can take free kicks. We've seen him do that years gone by. And he's brilliant in the air. With Messi, look, you know, he does have the skill. He can skin you every day of the week. But for me, I just think all around Ronaldo is the better player. That's just my opinion on it.
I have to mention, you mentioned
there on the ball. What can they do from it? It's at De Bruyne's feet. He just passes it back into Tielemans.
I have to say, when you said about Ronaldo in the air, I mean, that quite single-handedly, he is in a world of his own anyway. I've never seen a guy, he's like a basketball player. Not just his jump, but his hang time is unbelievable.
He actually has his vertical is actually higher than the average NBA player or something like that.
That's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous.
That's ridiculous.
It's insane.
We'll just take a few more comments here. Mr. K has gone 4-1 Portugal to batter Belgium. So bad. Martinez will be incoming. Levy loves ball guys. Henry say, well, he won't once he meets Mr. Daigle. Henry Sagu, Belgium losers. Martinez will be unveiled as Spurs coach on Tuesday. Big up, Henry. Marcelo, seriously, how did Ruben Diaz win player of the season?
He's so right. I mean, it just goes to show with I know we're all biased, but how Harry Kane has not won this is just goes to show that whole thing has become. And I'm not.
Look, it was set up for Harry Kane not to win it because they want him to get the move out there. They'll do everything possible so that, you know, when City or United are playing, they can sit there and all jack off to it and talk about Harry Kane. You know what I mean? It kills them that they're at Tottenham. Because I'll be honest with you, look, it does seem like Sky Sports have an anti-Spurs narrative at times. And for me, like, they just want to see England's #1 at the likes of City and everything else. They don't want him at Tottenham. So for me, look, he's clearly played the season. Goals, assists, tops the charts. He's clearly played the season, but they didn't give it to him because they wanted to try and help orchestrate that move and make Harry Kane think if he does want to even start getting individual awards, he has to leave Tottenham.
Yeah, I mean, it's just ridiculous.
Would you say the Ballon d'Or is kind of similar though, David? Where I feel like the Ballon d'Or is kind of just the same, where it's just like it's already kind of like the winner is almost decided from the start usually, and the person, in order to take away the title from Ronaldo or Messi, has to do extraordinarily more in order to even be considered in the conversation. And I feel like it's kind of similar with what Kane was doing to win, you know, player of the season, where it's just like, because he doesn't play for a title winning team, it's impossible for him to win it according to whatever their metrics are or whatever, however they give it to people.
Yeah.
I feel like
this is a great question.
Yeah. Catman Jess says, do you guys think Moussa Dembele could have still made this Belgian squad if he was still at the Prem? I'll be honest, Catman, I'll just give my quick opinion on it and then we'll get Jackson Bryans. I'll be honest, look, I do think we shouldn't have sold him in that summer or in that winter. I believe we should have sold him in the summer because, look, his legs were knackered. He was finding that hard to get about. He even said it himself, you know, it was coming to an end. He couldn't keep up with the rigours and the routine of the Premier League. So for me, no, I genuinely don't think he would be in this Belgium squad if he still played for Tottenham in the Prem. That's just my honest opinion on it. Look, as much as a great player he was, I think we sold him a couple of months too early. That's just my opinion on it. But his legs were bollocks. He admitted that himself. Brian, what's your thoughts?
I mean, obviously, I haven't been following him, what he's been doing in China. But if I was the Belgian manager and he was still playing, I would have him in the squad. Just even if he started off the bench and came on for the last 15, I'm sure Musa could give Belgium 15 or 20 minutes to hold a game out or to steady the ship. Basically, if Moussa Dembele says he's okay to play, that guy, whether he starts or is on the bench, or even just take him for experience.
But the thing is, they have De Bruyne, they have Witsel, they have Tielemans. There's another player in there. Jack, what's his name?
Dendoncker is in there.
Dendoncker.
What, the guy from Wolves?
Yeah, that's the one I was going to say. Maybe he could possibly take.
I would still take him. The way that guy, and we all know, I mean, one of the greatest things
Dennis
that
Pratt
I remember.
Or Dennis Praet's also in there from Leicester.
Oh, of course. But one of the greatest things that I've ever seen at Tottenham Hotspur is you see Mr. Dembele when he played for Tottenham on Sky, and you idolise him and what he does. But when you watch him live, and you see people around him, and within one turn they're like 5 yards behind him, and he's taken the ball 10 yards. He is one of the biggest. Like of all the players I've seen play live, he is unbelievable. And there's a reason why when Sky Sports do that thing with Spurs players and other players, who's the greatest player you played against or played with, every single Spurs player says Mr. Dembele. And for me, if I was Belgian manager, I would undoubtedly have him in the squad. Just even if I needed someone to just say, listen, hold the ball for 15 minutes, I would pick him number one.
Yeah. And Jack, what's your thoughts, man?
I did look it up just to remind myself. There is Dennis Praet that's in the lineup from Leicester City. You know, however you rate him is probably maybe the correct rating. But Hans van Aken from Club Brugge, who I actually do love just from, I don't really see him play very much, but I do love him just from FIFA, just because he is a 6'4", kind of like six cam, center mid, and I love those kind of players. I do rate though. I mean, but my point is Moussa Dembele probably right now, theoretically, if he was in the Prem, if he was in maybe Ligue 1 or maybe even the Belgian league, he could probably make it over those guys. Raja Nainggolan he's not in the squad. So make of that as you will. He's kind of had maybe a fall from kind of brilliance, but I think a lot of it had to do with his personal life. So, I think that he was a brilliant footballer at one point as well. For Belgium. So yeah, it's a tough team to make, but maybe Dennis Praet and Hans van Aken, you can maybe say he can make it over.
Yeah, that's a fair shout. That's a fair shout.
You know what? I've just realised.
Big yourself up. He says, oi, up the Harris Army. Big yourself up, Wolfie. Hope you're keeping well. Aaron Dove says, Bosco is a pup on Irish Kids TV. I trust him more than Levy, 100%, man. And Amaniki Richard says, we all want to see the game. Why y'all so evil? Look, it's not evil. We can't show it. The channel will get taken down, copyright, all that sort of stuff. We can't. I'm sorry about that. But look, you get to see our three beautiful faces. So what more do you want, Amaniki Richards? But look, Belgium are on the attack here. Interestingly enough, I did notice on this game. We will get back to this game. Is that Belgium don't seem to be engaging Portugal till they come across the halfway. They're not really pressing them high up on the ball. What do you make of that, Jack?
No. I mean, maybe it's hard to know. Like maybe they're taking a bit of a page out of the Hungarians' book, David. It's a bit higher. Maybe it's kind of they press them right before maybe the halfway line instead of once they cross it, like the Hungarians did against the Germans, the French, and the Portuguese. But maybe what they saw from that, what they saw is maybe what the Hungarians played well, you could maybe say, against all three teams in that group of death, defensively especially. So maybe what they're trying to do is just maybe take a couple of pages out of their book and maybe press them once they get into certain situations. And so maybe that's what they're going for, David. I'm not quite so sure, but I'm thinking maybe they're just trying to take some pages out of what the Hungarians did to all these sides from Group F.
100%. That's true, actually. Hungary done that to all the teams.
Oh, the Hungarians were brilliant defensively. Brilliant. They were very scary. The moment you cross the halfway line, 4 players would swarm the ball and try to take it and, go on the counter from there. It was very terrifying. So maybe that's a version of what they're going for.
Yeah, 100%. And Aaron Dove says, FC UK Levy, make from that. You know what it means. No need to read it out. No, look, every super chat gets read out, Aaron. Don't worry about that. Every super chat gets read out. I'm not sure whether I can say it on this channel. It's not mine. If it was my channel, 100% I'd say the word. Believe me, man. Believe me. But Brian,
yeah,
Ronaldo, we love you, and Bruno. Well, I'm sorry, Portugal fans. Bruno is not playing. He's on the bench because he's been a little shitbag. He's been shit this tournament. But Brian, what do you make of the game so far? Who do you think's been the better team?
It's really. I don't think you can say there has been a better team, but as you were just saying, I think what it is as well. I think Belgium are just keeping their foot off the gas, knowing that this could go to extra time, keeping it safe. And I actually think if you look at it, I think kind of like what we did at the beginning of Jose, I think they're just waiting for the slip up. Because if you look at it, when you got the three of De Bruyne, Hazard, and Lukaku, one mistake, they've got the skill of Hazard, the passing and shooting at brilliance of De Bruyne, and the speed and power. That three is formidable. And I think one mistake, and I think what that's playing for. But do you know what I realised going through this? Pretty much we were linked with the entire Belgian midfield. Hazard, Witsel, Tielemans.
Yeah.
It's incredible. But like I said, this game is just very, you said at the beginning, like they just seem to be sizing each other up.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know if managers say this, but when you look at two big teams like that as well, maybe they do think extra time, because with this 5 substitutes, we've seen the difference that make, like with Italy yesterday, the subs they made had a huge impact.
I will say that chance though that Renato Sanchez created, where he did that really nice turn on the player. I mean, like thinking about it again, like Diego Jota, considering also, sometimes when we do praise him, really made a mess of that. I don't know about you, David, but I mean, Renato Sanchez, he played a perfect ball, in my opinion. Turned beautifully. He almost turned the game on its head with that kind of spin. It almost looked like it was about to be 1-0. And Diego Jota, I just thought, made a total mess of it. So maybe you could say it actually. It's hard to say whether it should be 1-0, but I would just say like he definitely should at least challenge the keeper there. It should have been a shot on target.
No, I fully agree with you. He should definitely be challenging the keeper. He should be putting the ball on target. Look, he snatched at it. Maybe the nerves got to him. Maybe he wasn't expecting. Maybe the chance.
But that was a huge chance, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, it is a huge chance. He completely snatched at it. It was a huge chance, and you can guarantee if they went 1-0 up, you'd probably see Portugal sit back a little bit.
Right.
So interestingly that he didn't take it. But look, it is much and muchness here for the first 18 minutes here, going into 19 minutes. Look, it is what I expected. The two teams just sort of feeling each other out, passing it around, not really pressing each other, waiting for the mistake to take control of the game. So for Portugal, we do have them on the attack here. Diego Dalot's on the ball. He plays safe. He comes inside and it goes all the way back.
Yeah, what you were saying, Jack, what you were saying as well with Jota and that chance, the form he was in for Liverpool, if that was in a Liverpool shirt, that would have got him. Just probably the form he showed, he's been. Do you know what? I saw him at Wolves and thought he was good, but I thought it was the partnership of him, Jimenez, whatever. But you took him out of Wolves, undoubtedly went to obviously a much bigger club in Liverpool.
In challenge.
And he showed just how good he was.
No, he made the likes of Firmino, made the likes of Firm. Yeah, he made him sweat. Definitely made him have to step it up a little bit. Definitely.
We do have to remember he did get that injury. He was out for a bit of the season as well through the injury. But look, I agree with you, Brian. If that was in the Liverpool jersey, he probably would have put it away. So yeah, I agree with that. But look, Belgium haven't really created anything of note here. No. Interestingly enough, Portugal are managing to stifle them. But at the same time, Portugal haven't really been able to get Ronaldo into the game. So yeah, it's going to be a very interesting game. And we have Fern Lady Leandro. Is the game a high quality game? I want to watch it, but I'm really sleepy right now. It's 2 a.m. in my country. Look, man, I couldn't care what time it is. Get up out of bed, lad. Put the game on. You need to be watching the game. Look, first 15, even sometimes the first half of these games can just be teams feeling each other out, but you can guarantee the second half will be a cracker. It'll be an absolute cracker.
You know what it is, David, as well? All the time when everyone says this game is the game, this is going to be a cracker, this is going to be the game of the tournament, it always is like the biggest jinx of all time, and it never pans out that way. So let's just hope, like you said, the second half and the rest of this first half picks up.
I don't know, David. I mean, what would you tell him, David? I would say that, sleep is good for the brain, David, but football is also good for the brain, David. It's good brain food, helps you grow, helps the brain kind of chemistry, develop. So I might say that as well, even if it's 2 a.m., if there's the football on, you got to put it on because it's good for the brain.
No, I'd always pick football over sleep. Believe me, man, always. I would pick football, especially, look, if you're a young lad, and you want to see what sort of things you need to do in a game and to be able to become the best, turn the game on and watch it, man. See what these players do. Watch their position and watch what they do on the ball. Everything else, tactics, shape, the whole lot. Now, Sanchez interestingly trying to shot there from about 45 yards. But the Belgium keeper, he kicked it straight out back out to Portugal. And it's dealt with. Belgium are on the way out here. Can they release themselves going forward? It's Thomas Mooney on the ball here down the right-hand side. He tries to switch it over to Eden Hazard, and that's a shit ball. And
David, just so I can see how far we're behind you, what time does it say on your clock right now for the game?
22 minutes and 20 seconds.
Okay, so I'm like 3 seconds behind you.
Should be.
Which isn't bad.
Portugal are on attack here. It's the main man, Ronaldo himself. He gives it to Diego Jota. He plays it back to Renato Sanchez. Do you know what? That Renato Sanchez can actually hit one. He hit a great shot there in the last game where it walloped the post. He's a threat from outside the box, that guy.
As I was saying earlier, he's a great player. I just don't understand why it didn't work at Swansea.
He was going through a lot of personal things at the time at Swansea, Brian.
Okay, my bad.
Big up, Chris. Chris is in the building. Big yourself up. He says, Aaron, I wouldn't want Martinez, to be honest. Looks like the way he spelled it, everything ended. James Redmond, Kingsman is begging for an interview. Would be better than Mason. Yeah, he is. He's begging for one. Oh, this could be a handball here. Portugal players looking for a handball on the edge of the box. And the referee has given it. We have a super chat here from Bob Spur TV. Be interested to see who lines up to take this one for Portugal now. Super chat here from Bob Spur TV. Big up, Bob Spur. He says, I woke up this morning, had a dyer, had breakfast, went to work. So cars came home, had a shower, had another dyer, and still no manager. Yeah, no, 100%. Because they're waiting for Belgium to lose, Brian. They're waiting for Belgium to lose. That's fine. I guarantee you, if Belgium get knocked out tonight, it'll be everywhere. It'll be all over the place. Roberto Martinez to Tottenham, all the links and everything else. I can guarantee you. But big up, Bob Spur. I agree with you. Look, the manager situation is becoming a farce now. We're nearly touching 70 days. I think we're at 65, 66 now.
No. Tomorrow is 70. Tomorrow is 10 weeks.
Lovely. Just before we do get on to that, Ronaldo here, he is lining up a free kick here on the edge of the box. He looks focused. He's doing his breathing routine. He's getting nice and calm, forgetting about the crowd. A nice flick of the eyebrow there for the cameras. Big up Ronaldo. You're a sexy man. Stop it. Let's see now if he can put this in top corner. Oh, good save. And the rebound. The rebound fell too. I'm not sure who the rebound fell to, but Jesus Christ, he made a hands of the effort. But Ronaldo, he struck it. He got it on target. Good save by Courtois. Got down low. Managed to push it out. And look, the follow-up probably could have been better. But Belgium get away with it there. And I'm sure they're learning a lesson there and about not giving away free kicks on the edge of the box like that to Ronaldo when he is chasing a record. But Brian, what do you make of Bob Spur's comment here, lad? I know you're dying to get in on it.
Oh no, so Bob, you've done that for 69 days, my friend. So tomorrow will be 70. Listen, as I've said, and I've actually got a bet with Brian Ireland because I was so convinced of this. And we've brought the forfeit challenge back, and we're going to really up the forfeits. He thinks Nuno's coming in, and I've said no, he's not. Once Belgium go out, it's going to be Martinez. It's written in the stars. This is going to be it. So if Belgium go out, Bob, you'll only need to repeat that formula for a few more days. But if it doesn't and Belgium go through, I wouldn't have any curries for a few days because you'll be repeating the dyers quite a few times.
No, there you are, Bob. There's your answer, my man. Big up, Bob, for the super chat. Everybody else that's watching, make sure you do smash a like on the stream and a subscribe on the channel if you're new. Mozumder B. Hey, guys, when you see the game, nice conversation going on, though. No, look, you don't get to see the game here, man. You just get to watch us watch the game. I know, look, some people may think it's boring, but I'm the most entertaining man in Ireland. So you'll definitely have a joy watching the game with me, my man. And of course, you have the best boy from Brooklyn there, Mr. Kanikic. adding his value, his stats and everything else. So you're going to get a bit of that too. And you have Brian Daigle in here. He gives you a bit of everything. Stats, a dig at Levy, a bit about the game, so he gives you a bit about everything. Is he as entertaining as me? Probably not. That's my opinion. But he's a very, very entertaining guy. Especially, that was a poor effort. Especially when you get him going. So look, put in the questions to trigger him, and let's get the best out of Brian. That's what I challenge the WeAreTottenham TV army to do.
Brilliantly done, David.
Chris, James Redmond, I would take Klinsmann over Mason for sure, 100%. Yeah, good man from Aldi, getting out of bed to watch the game. That's what I'm talking about.
Fall asleep during the game, mate. Kill two birds with one stone.
Alan McCartney, Klinsmann, great player, rubbish manager. Big up Killian Kenny. Hope you're keeping well. There's your annual shout out, my man. Caleb Newsom, winner of the game, faces Italy in the next round. Love the Euros. Yeah, that'll be a very good game. I like to see Portugal and Italy, to be honest with you. Yid Kid, he's saying Wednesday. It would fall through on Wednesday as always. I might be getting in touch, Aaron and Bob Spur. Dan Davenport, we love chatting to you. Dave brought big up, Dan. I love chatting to you. The Harris Army, the WeAreTottenhamTV Army. You don't even have to be in an army. Just all you. I love chatting to everybody. We have TSM times 4 a.m. Tenzin. He says Belgium. He wants Belgium to win. Big yourself up, Mr. K. Telling everyone to smash a like. Big up, Mr. K. I'm leaving you in charge of the like situation along with Mark Swift, Bob Spur. You will have to apologise. Come on now, Bob. Behave yourself. Behave yourself, man. Big up everybody here in the chat. Dan Davenport, Dave, I remember back Big Jack as Ireland manager. I saw a documentary about Jack Charlton finding. Yeah. No, look, Big Jack, I can look. One thing he done is he made us tough to beat. It was get the ball, pump it into the corner, chase it down, and try and build your attack from there or get it up long, and build off the breaking ball. And look, he gave Ireland some great times. He gave me that great time when the Irish put the ball in the English net in Stuttgart. That was a great day for me. Our lad, he was there. He was doing a bit of traveling around Europe and made his way to Germany. So some great times by Big Jack, I have to say. ROL Bossman says England can win the World Cup next season if they use Dele Alli. We'll let the England expert take this.
Not a chance, unfortunately. If it was the Dele that we signed, 100 billion%. Just unfortunately, Dele has completely lost his way. I call him this. I call him the English Adebayor. He gets his contract. And then he disappears. Listen, don't get me wrong. He's totally too active in social media. He's now let three managers down in Mourinho, Poch, and obviously Mason when Mason gave him a chance. I think the decline. I have to say, I think the decline of Dele Alli was when we sold Dembele and we didn't replace him. And then what I don't understand with what we did is we had, to me, the best young player in Europe, hands down. And his best position was the position he played for 2 seasons, getting 20 goals in that last season at White Hart Lane. And then we said, well, do you know what? We haven't got another midfielder and we can't bring one in because we won't spend money. So we're going to drop you into a more central midfield. And then you got to start running there. But you got to start making defence as well. And that, to me, was the start of Dele nosediving, because that's not his position. When you have a player that elite, you build a team like we tried to with Kane. You've got Kane and probably the greatest young talent in Europe at that time in that position. Why move him? Why move him? And now the fact that he hasn't done it for 3 managers, if he turns up for the next manager, it just goes to show that the last 3.5 years, he didn't give a crap. And I don't want those kind of players at Tottenham. To me, he's the first player out the door.
Yeah, look, for me, I said going into this season, for me, if he doesn't perform this season, I want to sell him. We can't keep letting these players hold on, at this club for too long, when they're not performing. With Dele Alli, look, when he was striving for greatness, he was brilliant. But when he got there, he just couldn't give a shit, honestly.
No.
Now at times, when I see him running along the pitch, right, I expect to see a zookeeper running after him with a bucket trying to catch that fucking spider on his head. You know what I mean? That's what I think of now. You know, Dele Alli runs by, 10 minutes later you see the zookeeper running by with the bucket. You know, honestly, it's ridiculous. Like, for me, he just needs to get his head back in football. Look, he posted a picture there last week, you know, of him doing a bit extra during the summer and everything else. I'm not buying into it. I just want to see it on the pitch. I'm not doing any more of this talking in the press this season and, you know, saying this and saying that. I'm not going to listen to anything they have to say in the press. It's all about what I see on the pitch. That's what I judge them off, not how good they can manipulate the PR. You know, that's just me. And we will take a few more comments here. They are backing up. But as far as England can win the World Cup, look, definitely not with Brown-nosed Southgate in charge. I don't think he gets his team selections right. I just don't think he's a good manager. So I don't think you will. You have the squad to win the World Cup, but you won't.
I'll tell you the other thing I can add to that, David, just very quickly, is having lived in the Middle East for 4 years, living in Israel, I can tell you the weather conditions, whether those stadiums are air-conditioned or not, whether it's the Winter World Cup in October and November, the Middle East, during the day, is still boiling. At night time, the temperature does drop, but not to drop to like an England temperature, depending where they're playing in Qatar. Just like when we went to Brazil, and Brazil was one of the most awful World Cups for England of all time. The weather conditions are not going to suit England, and I just can't see it with whoever's the manager.
That World Cup in Brazil, at times I was looking at Ross Barkley and he looked like a baked pig ready to go in the oven for Christmas. You know what I mean? He was that rooster red. So he did, to be fair to him.
Mason Mount as well. He does not know what sunscreen is. I swear to God. Like, you know, some of these English, I mean, David, I mean, I've said this to you before, but some of these England players, it's like they're too young to go to this tournament without their mothers there because they don't know how to put on sunscreen. They're too busy trying on the suits. They're too busy playing with each other in the indoor pool that they forgot how to use the basic sunscreen when they're playing. Mason Mount was as red as a lobster the other day when he was playing on his first game. You know, he's lucky that, you know, that base sunburn tan set in because, gosh, I'm surprised because I don't know how much skin they had to peel off him because I knew that the next day he was peeling off all that skin. So much sunburn in that team.
100%. Herbert, Gakkenverst, absolutely nailed that name. I think the Dutch will win the Euros. You're gone. You're gone. The Dutch are gone, lad.
Yeah, I was about to say. I was about to put a bet on with him that they don't. Inside the trading.
They've gone back to Amsterdam to get the full effects of the city. You know what I mean? To try and cheer themselves up. If you catch my drift, Portugal are on the attack here, though. Let's see what they can produce because both teams are just cancelling each other out at this stage. I'll be honest with you, it's a bit boring. I had more fun watching Czech Republic and Netherlands. You know, it's just a name.
Especially the first half.
But here we go. Portugal down the right-hand side. Doing a nice little triangle there, basic from training ground, and they give the ball away. No, they don't. They still have it.
Talking of that Czech game, David, I have to say, and I said it in the comments just before you signed off in that game, how wonderful was it? Not forget the game, just to see a full stadium.
Yeah, it was
so
nice.
It's such a beautiful thing to see that we've obviously taken for granted during this awful pandemic, but I've seen it a couple of times in this tournament. It's just so beautiful to see that normality is coming back, thank the Lord.
No,
Right.
It is. Sorry, Jack.
No, I completely agree. Sorry, I was just agreeing with Brian there. I think I did have something to say, but I do apologize. No, I was just agreeing with Brian there. And the Czech game, I think I was going to say the Czech game, David, the Czech game was much better. I feel like the first half of the Czech game was far better than this first half. The Czech game, the Dutch were all over them, I feel like, in the first half. You know, they were playing in behind. Daniel Malen, Depay were, you know, creating some really interesting patterns. I think probably you could say, yeah, maybe the first half of the Czech game was a little bit better than this.
100%. I just want to take a sneaky opportunity to plug. I haven't plugged much for one along these watch-alongs, so I'm sure WeAreTottenhamTV will forgive me. But guys, if any of you are enjoying this watch-along, I am streaming over at the Irish Hotspur at 10:30 tonight, you know, on Joe Roden. You know, does he have a major part to play next season? Are we getting the best out of Højbjerg, Nuno, and Levy and Paratici at loggerheads? So, you know, if you do want to catch more of me and Jack, get over there tonight at 10:30 and you'll see more of us. I want to welcome big up Oliver Simmons. He's in the building. Daniel Levy, why are you guys so mad at me? I have tried my best. That's top quality shithousery. I love it. Belgium on the breakout here. They have men flooded forward. What can they do? Lukaku on the ball. Are they going to bring him down? No, they're not. No, they're not. They should have brought him down. Oh, my God. Oh, if he could have just slipped in. Who was that? Eden Hazard running up beside him. If he could have slipped him in, Portugal would have regretted not bringing him down there. You know, who was it that was all over him? I think it was Paulinho. You know, he was all over Lukaku. Didn't want to bring him down. I thought he should have took that yellow. He got away with it there. Good defending by Portugal. I think it was Pepe in the end that got the foot in. Good defending by Pepe. Aaron Dove said as soon as Dele got Ruby, the writing was on the wall. George Best, too much attention. Yeah, 100%. Mr. K saying leave you out. Mardenbeck, Duvojevic, 2-1 Portugal. Yeah, he's gone for 2-1 Portugal. Mr. K, big up. Yeah, you can curse later. You can curse later, my man. Don't worry about that. Big up, Aaron. Yeah, you can, my man. Toxic headshot. What a crap game. Yeah, it is a bit boring. It's flattering to deceive. Chris, David, I will be there. You should let me on tonight. Not tonight, Chris. Not tonight. I'm only keeping it to an hour and I'm off, man. You know, I do have to spend some time today with the missus. Unfortunately, you know, whether you could say I'm lucky or unlucky, I don't know. We'll wait and see what the night unfolds. Roll Bossman says, if we sell Kane for 150 million, get Grealish for 85 million and Dybala for 50 million. Yeah, it's trying to get them to the club. The manager will have a part to play in that as well, man. Mark Swift, he says Mason Brown. Only one King says, so excited, big yourself up. Daniel Levy in there again. Foden, the hair would be naturally bleached, and his head would look like a tomato playing a guitar. 100%, Aaron, 100%. We have Basuma. Basuma's in the building, the Brighton player. Pick yourself up, man. Deadly. Some people with some of these names in here today are cracking me up. Chris, agree, Brian. For me, Dele has massively declined. Yeah, 100% he has. 100% he has. Sam Chipex in the building. Big up, Sam. I hope you're keeping well, man. Nice to meet you over there at the WeAreTottenhamTV event. He says this is meant to be the tastiest fixture of the day. I know, man. You know, Czech Republic and the Holland game was tasty. Oh, who was that in behind?
David, what did you make
behind? That was Silva.
What did you make of Thomas Munier's kind of Ricardo Quaresma kind of outside the foot attempt?
Yeah.
He tried to go for the Quaresma there. He went for a bit of the Quaresma. What is it called? Like a Trivella or something like that? Yeah.
I couldn't tell you. Ricardo Quaresma was brilliant back in the day to watch.
He used to go for that
so
all the
much
time.
Skill. But Portugal were in behind there. I think it was Silva there with the opportunity. You know, I took it down on the chest and made a Hames at a volley. But back to what Sam was saying, I agree, man. It's look, both teams are still trying to find their feet. I think for me, Portugal are trying to be the more proactive about this game. Ronaldo Sanchez is having a good game. He's just after bursting through the middle there. He's unreleased Ronaldo. What can Ronaldo do? He's slowed down by 2 Belgian defenders, and it's gone out for a corner kick. Great play by Ronaldo Sanchez. Anytime he gets the ball, that was Silva. Anytime he gets the ball, Sanchez in the middle, he's breaking away from tackles and he's opening up play. Look at that, the brain all over him, and he just completely breaks away from him. Gone. Look, see you later. See you, Axel. You know, who are you? Try and bring me down. No, you can't. Here he goes. Brilliant play by Ronaldo Sanchez, I have to say. That's absolutely brilliant play by Ronaldo Sanchez. Big up, Sam. I hope you're keeping well, man. And Sam, message me on Twitter, man. Message me on Twitter, lad. Aaron says, I hope the missus didn't hear you saying, unfortunately, I have a deal with mine. Football is my time. Oh, 100%. Look, even if she did, lad, it doesn't matter, lad. Believe me. I'm too funny for her to stay mad at me. That's a free out Belgium.
Yeah, that was incredible, David. That was incredible from Renato Sanchez. He will say, like, you know, sometimes, David, we see, right, some of those kind of silly highlights of certain players that all make every player look like Messi. I will say that was kind of maybe one of those highlights for Renato Sanchez there, looking like one of the best players in the world, you could say, with that kind of ability right there. That was unreal.
But that's 2 or 3 times he's already after doing in this game already.
He's already turned that one guy, yeah. Yeah.
For me, it's looking like if a Portugal get a goal, those come from Renato Sanchez breaking the tackles in midfield and unleashing that front three of Jota, Ronaldo, and Bernardo Silva. And toxic headshot. Jack, he wants you to tell him. about the Japanese player we after, Timmy or whatever you want to call him, Tamagotchi. Or,
yeah, I love pronouncing it, but I do apologize. I do kind of forget it every time, and I'm pulling it up right now. Takahiro Tomiyasu. Takahiro Tomiyasu, what I will say is that it seems like from some reports is that he's better as a center half than he is as a fullback or as a right back. I probably would tend to agree. He's technically gifted for a center half, but then maybe as a fullback, maybe not as much. So it's kind of that weird.
It's 1-0 Belgium. 1-0 Belgium. Who was that? Torgan Hazard from the edge of the box. Lukaku got the ball in the box, held it up well, pulled it back for De Bruyne. De Bruyne went to pull it on. A good block by Portugal. It fell to them, and Torgan Hazard just picked it up and absolutely rifled one in from about, I'd say, 25, 30 yards. What a goal. Ronaldo looks pissed off. But what a goal, what a strike. Nothing Rui Patricio could have done about that. We'll have to look at it again.
All came from inside their own half as well, David. All came from, they built out from inside their own half. That's impressive.
He gets the ball passed to him, one touch, gets it out from the feet, like every youngster's told. Sizes up the goal. Oh, what a strike. Oh, maybe Rui Patricio probably could have done it. Oh, yeah, he should have got a hand to that. It's not even in the corner. Rui Patricio should have done better there. He should have saved that for me. That's bad goalkeeping. He even looks disappointed himself. He really should have got a hand to that. But Torgan Hazard giving Belgium the lead. So it's time to change the banner, guys. So look, we're going to change it right here, just like this. Boom. Belgium 1-0. See that? It's that easy, guys. It's that easy. You know, Amzo, big yourself up. Amzo's in the building. Absolute great guy. I hope you're keeping well. Jack, what do you think? Do you think Rui Patricio could have done better there?
Yeah, David, I kind of agree with you. At first it seemed like a wonderful strike, but now the more you look at it, it did seem like he had plenty of times. Wasn't even, yeah, David, it did swerve a lot. Maybe at first I thought it curled, but inside out swirl. But then again, David, this is supposed to be a world-class goalkeeper at one point. It didn't even really swirl that much for me to give him that much. Of a break. I would say actually, pretty poor goalkeeping actually.
Portugal trying to make up for it here. Portugal have the ball on the right-hand side. Can they get the ball across? It's pulled back. Belgium deal with it easy. We're going to welcome a few more people into the stream, and then we're going to get Brian's thoughts on the goal. Let's welcome THFC59. I hope you're keeping well. Welcome Tori Max. I hope you're keeping well. Sue Smith's in the building. Big up Sue Smith.
The Diamond.
Well. Channel Led. She's a legend on all these channels. Big up Sue Smith. I hope things are well. We've got Callum Corrigan. Big yourself up. Marcus Rashford. We don't want you, man. We don't want you. You're. We have the Yig Kid. How does Rui not save that? But he can save Pogba from 90 miles per hour. The top corner. Yeah, 100%. I agree. Brian, what do you make on that goal, man? Did you see it?
So do you know what, David? First of all, I have to thank you because whilst I was just making the cup for the wife, I was listening to you on my phone on YouTube, and then you let me know that the goal was scored. So I ran in with the tea and got back here just in time. So thank you. But do you know what? As I was replaying the goal when I saw it, it kind of, the way that ball moved kind of reminded me of, do you remember when Eriksen scored that goal at Chelsea when we beat them 3-1? And it moved at the last minute, and then Pantip, whatever that guy, the Argentinian, he was on his knees. I thought that for when I first saw it, but then when they showed it behind the goal, and you saw how close he was to it, I'm kind of in agreement with you. He should have.
Or Harry Kane's goal against Crystal Palace, where Gaeta had that incredible performance against Crystal Palace, but one of the first goals he conceded to Harry Kane was something kind of similar, and it was one of those shots. And I would say Harry Kane swerved a lot more, was a lot more difficult to pick up than the likes of that one. I don't know about you, David, but if you remember that goal that Harry scored against Gaeta, a lot of people are kind of like, poor goalkeeping. A lot of people are like, oh, well, it's Harry Kane. You don't know what it's like to be behind one of those shots. But I would say, with Torgan Hazard's there, nowhere near what maybe the difficulty of Harry Kane's was that he scored against Crystal Palace.
No, I agree. Look, with the one with Harry Kane, he stepped onto it, put his blazers through it, right? And it was swerving away from the keeper. It's one of them ones. When you could be in the right position, but with the swerve on it, it's taken away from you. You know what I mean? And it eventually just becomes out of reach. This one with Rui Patricio, honestly, it's a standard one he faces week in,
head
week
height
out
as well. Very
it's
head
a standard height. One.
I've just seen it replayed again, and we're all talking about the goalkeeper. we're all talking about the goalkeeper, but you've got to say, look at the player behind him. He took, like you said, he took it out of his feet brilliantly. Like you were saying, David, done everything that a youngster's told to do, get it out of your feet and have a shot, and you can't knock that finish. With, like you said,
you can't knock the finish, but for me, I just think Rui Patricio should have saved it. Like, to be honest with you, it's shots he faces week in, week out in the Premier League. Even Ronaldo's throwing his hands up saying, what's going on? To be honest with you, I just think it wasn't right in the corner. It wasn't actually that much bend on it. There wasn't too much bend on it. I think more the power and the pace took it beyond Rui Patricio. But I do think he probably should have saved it. And look, it could be a costly error. But anyone knew that's tuning in. Yes, it is Belgium 1, Portugal 0, with Torgan Hazard with the goal, as we were just discussing. Everybody that is tuning in, I know it's not Ben and Sim. Just a reminder, they are away, with Grandpa and the rest of the family having a well-deserved 2 days off with all the incredible work and content they put out to keep us Spurs fans sane. And they're just having a break. So, look, I'm just filling in, Jack's filling in, and Brian's filling in to help the guys out, to give them a break. So, just stick with us. It's going to be an enjoyable watch-along. And make sure you do smash that like on the stream and the subscribe on the channel if you're new. We are approaching injury time here in the first half.
You know what, guys? I've got a question for you, actually. I mean, I heard a stat yesterday during one of the games that there's not been a free kick scored here. But one thing I will say, I don't think there's been a tournament where there's been so many goalkeeper mistakes and own goals. This really has been, like, people are talking about, obviously, the Czech goal is the goal of the tournament. We all know that, unless something extraordinary happens. But this tournament, for me, has been more about goalkeeping howlers than great goals. What do you think?
Just the own goal is the golden boot winner of this tournament. Absolutely. The own goal is the golden boot winner. Someone, you could say, everyone was saying Ronaldo, everyone was saying Lukaku, Harry Kane. To be honest, it's like whoever wins the golden boot, I will say, they didn't win it because it was the own goal that won it.
The Dubravka one was just the work. I mean,
there have been 10 own goals or something like that. Just something absurd. Just it's already the record. It's already broken the record. It's already shattered it.
Exactly. I don't know what Dubravka was doing the other night. That was absolutely shocking. That was calamity stuff. That was, for a goalkeeper again. Rui Patricio, Dubravka, 2 amazing seasons. Being reliable for their club, and then just the big stage maybe getting to them. Jose wants tells him to change his name to Jerry. 100%. Then we'll have Ben and Jerry's. Big up, Aaron Dove. Absolutely love that. Chris,
David, would you say that Pickford? Remember Pickford's that kind of saved Liverpool's season at one point?
Yeah, against Everton.
Yeah, against Everton. Which one? It's hard to remember that one. Which one was worse, Dubravka's or Pickford's?
I'd have to say Dubravka, because if you look at it,
I think Dubravka's was even worse, and Pickford's
if you look
was atrocious.
In Pickford's defence, I can't believe I even said those 2 words together. Pickford's defence, that hit the bar, and you don't know where it's going to go. Obviously, he should have read it a little bit better, but Dubravka, who just saved a penalty, and let's face it, is fantastic for Newcastle, timed his jump wrong, and that's a save where obviously a goalkeeper hits it with his palm and gets it away. He's just mistimed everything and just literally just gone bang. And it's like an alley-oop in basketball when they've gone to slam dunk it. And the worst thing is apparently Jose Mourinho wants Patricio at Roma. There's big talk.
No, Patricio is heavily rumored, to be going to Roma.
I'll just take a few more comments here, guys. We have a super chat to get to. The Ye Kid, David, serious question. What happened to Charlie THFC? I haven't seen him in a long time, and I'm starting to get worried. Look, the last time I was speaking to him, he was back with college, everything else, and there was a bit of complication with the channel. You had to start up again and stuff like that. So look, that's the last time I was speaking to him. But look, I'll drop him a message here, kids. Not a bad idea. Big yourself up. Hoiberg the General says, "Hi David, big up Hoiberg. You're my favourite player. Big yourself up, legend." And it is half time here, guys. I may add, it is half time. Belgium 1, Portugal 0. Torgan Hazard with the goal that really, looking at it again, he should have saved. It's more or less down the middle. It's nowhere near even in the corner. It's more or less coming at him down the middle. That's shocking keeping. Rui Patricio, what a mistake. What a mistake. We have Lazier 01 and says, Dale, Jack and Brian, the dream super subs. Big up yourselves and We Are Tottenham TV. Come on, you Spurs. Big up Lazier. Big yourself up. Really do appreciate that comments and the super chat. So generous, man. And what a legend. You know, you're still driving around Brooklyn looking for Jack, let me know, Lazy, and I hope to see you over on my stream later on tonight, my man. I really do. But let me know if you're still driving around Brooklyn looking for Jack.
Oh, David, you're going tonight?
Yeah, 10:30, man. I'm only going for an hour, lad. I just have a couple of things I want to touch on with Road and Heiberg and stuff like that. I'm just going for an hour because I need to get on and off so that I can watch a movie with the missus.
Well done for your dedication, brother. Well done for your dedication, mate. I think it's because we're not talking about Tottenham all day. That in case I don't think you could do a third stream. You'd be mentally exhausted.
Oh, look, I've done 4 or 5 Tottenham streams in a day. You know what I mean? Sometimes answering the same questions, you do get exhausted. But right now, with everything being so negative, it would be exhausting to do it 4 times a day. I'm just lucky that, you know, I did a stream earlier on for Kieran and Let's Talk Spurs. Then I'll be doing these 2 watch-alongs. Then I'll be doing my stream at 10:30 just to put out a bit of content, a couple of things I want to touch on and more to keep the Harris Army sane. They've been asking me the last 2 days, you know, when's your next stream? When's your next stream? So, you know, I have to keep them happy too. I'm trying to please everybody right now, so I'm trying to do everything for everybody. You know, I'll give everybody a dig out, but that's what it's about, you know, especially when you love the club as much as we all do. Aaron Dove said, or Jude says, do you think, like, the own goals and goalkeeping mistakes are because of the tournament ball? Any you want to answer that? I don't think so. We don't really make as much of a fuss over the ball as we used to, like the Jubilee and all that sort of stuff.
I mean, I can completely see where he's coming from, because obviously when we had these ball changes and you've seen some goals. I mean, I remember a few of the season. Gareth Bale was like the first time Gareth Bale was with us. He scored some goals where the movement of the ball just defies logic, and it has happened. But I think these balls now, the goalkeepers are used to it. But I can completely, totally, and utterly see where he's coming from. Yeah, completely.
No, I get that. Look, the balls aren't made to swerve the way they used to. But it's a fair comment. And good answer, Brian. Jack, look, just a bit on the game. What do you make of the first half, man? What do you make of the first half? Tell us.
Look, I mean, to be honest, David, I think it should still be 0-0. Like, as much as maybe Torgan Hazard, you know, took advantage of that situation and, you know, was aggressive there and taking on the strike. I think Patricio 9 times out of 10 actually would have saved that. I don't know really what happened there. It seemed maybe he was just a little slow, maybe took two wrong steps towards the wrong direction. I don't know what it was, David, but I think it should still be 0-0. To be honest, not a very exciting first half. It still seems like they're trying to feel each other out. Ronaldo, to be honest, hasn't been really brought into the game too much. But then again, I don't think he's brought himself into the game too much either. I would say Renato Sanchez has probably been Portugal's best player. Let's see, in terms of Belgium, even Kevin De Bruyne, though, David, I haven't even seen much of Kevin De Bruyne in dangerous situations.
Yeah, Portugal have managed to stifle him very well.
They managed to stifle him, correct. Maybe even Belgium's best player has been either, I guess, Torgan Hazard, maybe for the goal. I think Meunier has actually played very well. He's gotten very far forward and, you know, even got the assist, I guess, to Torgan Hazard. So maybe Thomas Meunier is the best player for Belgium. It's been a very strange game.
Yeah, it has. And Brian, what's your thoughts on the first half, man?
Well, first of all, I don't know, Jack, if you have the same halftime show as me, but I'm so happy we have to have it on mute because we've got Zinedine Kilban, which is Kevin Kilban, obviously, and Stephen Caldwell, and Stephen Caldwell, football genius.
I have Steve McManaman and Tim Howard.
Okay.
What channel are you watching, Brian?
I'm watching it. So I'm watching it over here. We've got it on channels called TSN and CTV.
My man Kevin Kilban making it to the big time. An Irish legend up and down that left-hand side over the years. Absolutely brilliant, Brian.
Zinedine Kilban, mate. Zinedine Kilban.
That's what we know him as anyway.
So yeah, I mean, this game, like you said, I don't even think they've marked their best players out. I think literally, and we hear this said a lot in football, they're playing chess with each other. They know just how dangerous each of their star players are. And it's just like literally, don't let them have the space. Don't let them have the opportunity. Kind of like yesterday, and I have to commend Denmark. I have to say that tactical switch of putting Christensen to stifle Wales, and I hate talking about Chelsea players this way, what a masterstroke. And he was everywhere. And it's kind of like what these guys are doing. I mean, who knows if and it stopped one of the star players getting a run of the show. I think they've literally done it to mark and just do a game of chess. And now the thing is, Portugal are going to have to come out regardless. Yeah. Portugal are going to have to attack. And I'd say the best player on the pitch, even though I haven't hardly seen him, is Jan Vertonghen. Just because it's Jan Vertonghen.
Yeah, maybe that was the one I was missing. But I will say maybe before I get a quick drink, I will say I think Renato Sanchez absolutely needs to stay on this pitch for 90 minutes. If he gets subbed off, I will be very frustrated. Where is he right now? What team is he at right now?
He
plays for Lille. He plays for Lille.
I'll tell you what, like we said, this tournament and the World Cups really can put you in the shop window.
He's been doing this for Lille all season, but now, it's again, finally,
I didn't know about that. I didn't know about the personal problems, but when he signed, obviously it was a big deal. It was a huge deal for Swansea, but a player like him coming to the Premiership was like when you sign those big players because of the potential. And I tell you what, Swansea didn't work for him for the reasons I obviously didn't know about that you informed me of, but he is doing himself a world of good. I think people are looking at him.
He was only loaned out to Swansea. He was loaned out from, I think, Bayern Munich to Swansea.
Exactly.
He got his move to Bayern Munich. It didn't work out, and he got loaned out to Swansea. He was just going through a tough time. But for me, even though Portugal are losing, I actually think Renato Sanchez has been the best player on the pitch. He gets around, he breaks up ball, but anytime he gets the ball and Portugal are breaking forward, it's him. He gets the ball in the middle, he rides one or two tackles, and the reason why he's able to do that, and we don't see that at Tottenham, and it's down to a simple thing you're taught when you're 5 years of age. Always be on the half turn when you receive the ball. Always open your body up when the ball is coming to you to receive it. And always be on the half turn. Because when you're on the half turn, what that does is it opens up the pitch. You can see 3/4 of the pitch. When you don't and you're receiving it with your back to play and you're not on the half turn, all you can see is where it came from. And that's all you're doing is you're just passing it back exactly where it came from. And with Renato Sanchez, it's brilliant. I love the way Jack said. Jack has my picture up there. It's class, isn't it? Me with the crown on it.
Look at him go. Look at him go.
But with Renato Sanchez, the reason why he's been so good is because he's getting the ball on the half turn. He can see what's ahead of him. He's riding one or two tackles and he's releasing the front three. I think he's been the best player on the pitch. But look, Belgium, they're one up through a lucky goal, but it is what it is. They're into the ascendant. Do you expect to maybe, Brian, this half to see Belgium maybe take a bit more of a cautious approach? Or do you think maybe Portugal probably might even keep it tight till about 70 minutes and go for it? Because they're not out of the game by any means.
Oh, but Portugal, any team that's got Ronaldo are never out of the game, even in the 89th minute. They are never, ever out of the game. I think what you said about Renato Sanchez is bang on the money. I think what also helps him is every team is so worried about Ronaldo. He's got that little bit of freedom. You know what I mean? It's like, just keep an eye on him, keep an eye on him. And I think that gives him the few seconds he may need to drive forward. But I think teams are waking up to it and thinking, right, we need to stop this. But I actually feel that Portugal may need, this is just my opinion, not what they'll do. I think they may need to come out and try and get this goal. I think they're going to have to, because I think Belgium are going to sit back. I think they are, and I think they're going to have to force it. And listen, like people were saying in the commentary in the Wales game, when you're losing and it's a knockout straight away, you'd rather lose 3-0 and have a go than rather go out 1-0 and just try and play chess. So does he keep it tight for 10 minutes maybe? Maybe. But I've got a feeling they're going to come out. I've got a feeling they're really going to come out.
100%. Aaron Dove says, can't wait to see Jack's fancy drink. Pina colada topped off with some whipped cream and lime juice or something.
Haven't seen that before, but maybe one time I think I came in with that mint julep one time, kind of knock people back with that. But pina colada, I mean, I'll tell you, that's the missus and I's favorite, David. So that would be absolutely glorious. But no, that takes a little too much effort, a little too sweet as well. That's much more of a vacation kind of drink.
No, 100%. Yeah, we will get Reno Penea, a lot of Martinez rumors. Welcome Derek Owosu Akoma. He says this. So what's he saying? Let's see. That it won't be Nuno, or how do you know? Reno Levy has never said that. I don't really know what he's talking about, to be honest with you. But big up everybody. I hope you're enjoying the stream so far. Jack, are you any good at reading Chinese or anything like that?
No, I'm not, David. I do not speak Mandarin.
Okay.
That's Arabic.
Well,
that's
Arabic, David. Yeah, that's Arabic.
Oh, Arabic. Any good? Anyone know?
No, my sister speaks fluent Arabic, though.
No. Well, look, I'm sorry. I don't speak Arabic, but big yourself up, man. You're a legend. I'm sure you'll understand that. sure you'll understand that. Everyone understands legend. That's worldwide language. Yeah, 100%. Kevin De Bruyne is overrated from toxic headshot. Sue Smith saying he's class.
Toxic take.
Tomo Kramoki says rude rullet. James Redmond, this is going to extra time. Mark my words, Portugal can turn up in the final 15 minutes. Yeah, very well could. It very well could. Imad Hussein, it's his strength. He's too solid. That's about Renato Sanchez. Big yourself up. Big yourself up. Yeah, look, it'd be very interesting to see what Portugal, what way they approach the second half. Do they still go cautious till about 65, 70 minutes? Then, you know, release the players to just go gung-ho for it. To me, look, if I was manager, it's knockout football, go for it. Once you get one, try and go for the kill. Get the second. If I was the Belgian manager, I'd probably sit in tight for 15 minutes. Don't give anything sloppy away. Don't give them any encouragement. Don't give them a chance. And, you know, from there, manage the game. And Belgium, they do have the players to do that. They are coming back out on the pitch. So it'll be very, very interesting to see what my man Ronaldo does. Sushant Busal says, love from Nepal. Big up to everyone, guys. Big yourself up, man. Big yourself up. We have ATM there, top transfer bring-ins for you guys. We will answer that in a few minutes, man. Michelle Brady, Belgium for Euro Trust. Trust you. Yeah, look, Michelle, I don't think Belgium will win the Euros. That's just my opinion. I do think probably be looking at Italy, France. They're always a team once they get out the knockout stages, they tend to get better and better as the tournament go along. So I don't think you can rule them out as well. So it'll be very interesting, Michelle. But yeah, you could be right. Reno says I would take Martinez at Spurs, and Michelle Brady is sticking with it, going with Belgium. Very interesting. Brian, I do want to ask you a quick question, actually.
Yeah, sure.
Before we commence here with the second half. And I'm just going to grab a quick drink and I will be able to hear your answer. But Brian, with England, do you think the problem with England is that, like I was saying with Renato Sanchez, he gets the ball in the half turn, Declan Rice and Calvin Phillips don't. And do you think that's what slows down England's play? Because Harry Kane needs quick ball. There's no point in giving them a ball when the whole team is behind the ball and they have three centre-backs there all around them. No point in giving them the ball. Do you think that's a massive problem for England? And second part of the question is, do you think he done that on purpose because he knew he was going to get out of the group and big teams won't know what England to expect in knockout stages and that they are going to surprise us? Or do you think you will see the same, Tuesday?
Okay, so with Kane, I think what's going on with him is I had this debate with Brian Ireland on the two Brians and Jack will know, where we were talking before the Euros, and I was saying because he wasn't with Son, I just want Kane to be a striker like he was before this season when he first came on, get in the box and just stay there and finish it. Because all right, Sterling's got 2 goals, but he's missed a lot more. We don't have, like we have Kane, we don't have a goal scorer. And when you look at it, I saw a stat where he's had no through balls put like forward through balls. He's had 2 crosses to him, and there's a load of other stats where he just hasn't had the service. And all season he was dropping deep and creating, and he's not doing that either. I think England are a real crossroads of what to do with him. I really want to see Grealish because Grealish will get the ball to him. I still can't believe we've got 5 substitutes, and against Scotland we only made 2, and he took Foden on for Grealish when I want to see those 2 together. But the one thing I will say about England is we have been poor. There's no doubt about it. We look good against Croatia, but do you know what? As I said, England have started before where we started off on fire and just petered out. Where to me, it doesn't matter how you start, it's how you finish. And if you had told me with that group, all right, we only scored 2 goals, but with everyone saying the defence and Pickford was the main worry, we haven't conceded a goal. All right, we have not played well. But you got to remember, when we were playing this kind of football under Jose and we were top of the league, we didn't care because we're winning. Now, obviously, with Harry Kane, is there a bigger game or more poignant game for him to say, do you know what, you started doubting me. I'm going to score against England, Germany.
And what's your choice of costume for that day, Brian? The night, you know the way they dress up as the Knights, or what's your choice of costume for that day?
I'm not too sure. I'll come back to me later on with that one. I'll come up with some costume, but listen, he's just, you got to remember as well. Now I know it's not the same. Euro '96. No one wanted Alan Shearer to be the number 9 because he hadn't scored for England for about 18 months. And then we all know what happened there. Now, with Harry Kane, it's unbelievable that we all know just how world class he is. It's amazing when he has a couple of bad games. All of a sudden he's crap.
Just quickly, Brian. De Bruyne has come off for Belgium with an injury here. Not looking good for Belgium. That's a huge loss for them. He got the ball first. It was a good tackle, to be fair. Should have no complaints. He's saying the follow through caught him. Well, look, you're a man up. But yeah, sorry, Brian, to cut across you. De Bruyne has gone off injured, and who is that that's come on? Can't see the name. I should be wearing my glasses. I can't see the name. But De Bruyne has come off injured. Sorry, Brian. Sorry for interrupting you.
It's Dres Martins.
That breaking news.
Dres Martins has come on. I don't know if I said that right or whatever.
Yeah, Dres Martins,
yeah, but with Harry Kane, that's the one. So with Harry Kane, you got to remember, we see him at very, very close quarters. We have the luxury, or have had up until now, the luxury of seeing him week in, week out. And when he goes to England, all the teams that hate him because he's Tottenham or whatever now start rooting for him. And because it's England, he's had 3 bad games, in all honesty. 3 bad games, but it's not that he's played bad. He's had no service.
Yes.
He's had absolutely no service. Now, David and Jack, obviously, you're both, well, David more so than you, Jack, because David, obviously, for obvious reasons, does not want England to go far. Everyone has jumped on the Kane bandwagon. Oh, he's crap. Drop him. No. Every player has a bad time. You watch. If he scores the winning goals against Germany, oh, yeah, Kane's brilliant. He's a masterclass. He's this, he's that. Oh, we were waiting. It's nonsense. He needs service. He needs Grealish and Foden on the same pitch. And in all honesty, Southgate against Scotland, we've got the choice of 5 substitutes. Why he only brought 2 on? He left Calvert-Lewin on the bench. Oh no, Calvert-Lewin I think came on for Kane. But the great thing we've got, England,
Belgium on the attack hatred. Oh, poor ball by Torgan Hazard. Poor ball by Torgan Hazard trying to feed Dres Martins.
The great thing England have got, and everyone has been saying going into this tournament, is the amount of attacking flair we've got. So do you know what? You've got Sancho for space. You've got Rashford. You've got there's so much attacking players there that can create. Bring them on. And at the time, you didn't need Declan Rice and Phillips on for 90 minutes. And to me, for the Germany game, I would drop one of them for Henderson. So then you've got Maguire, Henderson, Kane. You've got 3 captains there that can communicate, talk through the game, and just know how to do the big games. So, so we shall see. But going back to your original point about the half turn, we have struggled with this, and that is the basics. That is the basics.
Look, I've played in academies, and it's the first thing you're taught, and that's the difference between a good player and an average player. Is a player that can take the ball on the half turn, opens up the pitch, and can play forward and can spot passes, compared to a player that just is one-dimensional, takes the ball, with his back facing the play, and he's just passing it backwards because he can't see what's behind him. But players like that, they ultimately end up getting picked off, and we've seen it time and time this season when Harry Winks has played. He gets picked off because he's not aware of what's behind him, because he's not looking that way, and he's not opening his body, so he can't see what's coming. And I just think that's hampering England. I really do. I think even if they dropped Grealish in beside Declan Rice, get Grealish on the ball, get him on the half turn, get him to play forward, get him to play quickly, have Foden one side or even Saka the other. I think Sterling will be nailed on, although, look, I don't think Sterling's great. He's got 2 goals, so I think he will have to start against Germany with Harry Kane up top. But like that, with Sterling, he's always trying to cut in and get shots off. He's not looking to feed Harry Kane. So I think these people blaming Harry Kane, I think it's poor judgment, and I think they really need to look into the game. With Tottenham, Harry Kane's goal and assist came not only with his link up through Son, because Son is unselfish on that side, but it's also because we got quick ball to Harry Kane. We didn't wait for the whole team to get back and then pass it into his feet. We got quick ball to Harry Kane, and that's when Harry Kane is dangerous, when he has the space to play with. And that's why you see him getting frustrated with England at times, dropping deep, trying to pick up the ball. Against Czech Republic, there at one stage, he was getting so frustrated. He dropped deep, picked up the ball, sprayed it over the other side, 50 yards, straight onto the foot, got England on the attack. And for me, England need to start getting quick ball forward, because against the bigger teams, Germany and whoever else they might meet along the way, that will catch up with them eventually. It will catch up with them. Let's take a few more people here. We have Grandpa in the building. Big yourself up. He says, nice to see we are Tottenham TV, second favourite. Brian on the stream. Big yourself up. Second favourite. So who's the favourite? That must be me, Brian. You know, I must be the favourite if Brian's second favourite. Big yourself up, though. And thanks for tuning in. Look, you should be with the two boys chilling, you know, relaxing. That's where you should be, not checking up on us. But I appreciate it, Brian. I hope you're keeping well, man. I hope you're enjoying your time away. Abubakar Al Fadoul says, I
think that's what the Arabic was. I think that might be a translation of.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Reno is predicting an Italy-Germany final. Sue Smith, thanks for keeping me posted on the match, guys. Weather awful here, and we've lost our satellite signal. No good, no good. So I may up my commentary game for you. And CX says, good evening, lads. Great stream. I'm watching the game on mute. Got you synced up. Just need a manager now. Come on, you Spurs. Big yourself up. Really do appreciate that. So, anyone else that wants to sink in, we are on 52 minutes. You know, if you do want to sink in, going into 53 minutes. And it is Portugal on the attack here right now. Oh, that's a great tackle. Great tackle. Can Belgium release Lukaku? It's a poor ball over the top, giving him too much to do. Jack, what do you think of the game so far in this second half? You know, do you think Portugal do have enough to be able to break Belgium down? Who do you think's been better in these opening 7 to 8 minutes?
It's hard to tell. It looks like Portugal is actually really going for it. They just seem to be a bit more aggressive. Like some of these players just seem to be taking a bit more people on. Like even right now, I just saw Rafa Guerreiro, right? Like tried to just drive it upfield, you know, take a very dangerous route. Even Pepe, you know, seems to be up for it. He had that very class moment, you know, a couple of minutes ago, I feel like against Lukaku, you know, kind of dealing with him. It seems like Portugal, they've spoken to each other and they seem very up for it. So I would say Portugal might be the next one to score. And whatever it might have been someone who said, you know, Portugal will equalize in the first 15 minutes and maybe send this to extra time. That seems definitely plausible considering what I've just seen.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. Mark Swift says we're doing a great job. Thank you, Mark. I appreciate that. Brian, what you make of the opening 7 or 8 minutes here?
It's been, do you know what? Like I said in the comments, Spam Chipek, and like we were discussing, it's always the way. The game of the tournament so far, which is built up to be, like they always do with Man U Liverpool, and it just turns out to be absolutely horrific. And the one thing I will say, we were saying how are Belgium going to do it this half. I think with the De Bruyne with the De Bruyne injury, I think now Belgium completely shut the door and say, right, let's just try and keep this advantage, because now they've lost the unbelievable and almost impossible pass maker in De Bruyne.
The best creator in the world.
Not only that, I read a great article. I don't know if you saw it, David, on Sky Sports about the terminology.
Just 1 second there, Brian. Portugal making changes. João Felix is on, and so is Bruno Fernandes, both coming on. So Portugal really are looking to go for it. Who's come off here? Bernardo Silva has come off, and I think the other player is Palhinha, I think. But João Felix is on, and so is Bruno Fernandes. So it's very good. It's attacking changes here by the Portuguese manager. He really is going for it. He senses that, you know, Belgium are a wounded animal without De Bruyne, and I have to say, Portugal are mixing it up in midfield right now. They are trying to, you know, they're getting stuck into Belgium, and I think they sense it too. We might see a Portugal revival here, and you might see them going for the kill and taking this game and killing it off 2-1. Anyone that is tuning in, it is 1-0 currently to Belgium with a Torgan Hazard goal. Look, Rui Patricio, you know, with a he should have saved it, to be honest with you. He should have saved it. But big up everybody that's watching, and make sure you do smash a like on the stream. Sorry, Brian. I just had to alert them to the subs.
Of course, you do you. But no, I was just saying, I read this amazing article on Kevin De Bruyne on Sky Sports, where they're saying that someone said that obviously De Bruyne has got to have eyes in the back of his head to see some of the passes he does. And they use a terminology that I hadn't seen before called scanning. And they went into great detail how De Bruyne has got one of these skills where, like you were just saying about ball turning on the half turn and receiving, he's got one of these things where he's got such a brilliant sense of skill where he can take his eyes off where the ball is coming and see things in front of him, so he knows where everyone is before that ball comes. So some of the passes, and I remember one when they beat at Man City when they smashed Stoke 7-1.
Yeah.
And he did a ball from the halfway line that had such whip on it, and it was straight to to this day, I still don't understand how he did it. But then this scanning article I read said it all, and he is a huge loss. I mean, I can't think of another team in the Euros, maybe Kane with England, where losing him will have such a huge effect on a team.
No, I agree with you. I agree with you. I do think it will hamper Belgium here. I really do. You can already see it. They look a bit shook. They're lacking a bit creativity going forward without De Bruyne, because of course he's the man everyone looks for to create something. Portugal on the attack here. Good one too. It's a good ball in. Jota. Oh, was that Jota? Yeah, Jota. How did he miss that? He should have buried that. Two big chances for Diogo Jota.
Yeah,
two massive chances.
Oh.
Ronaldo with brilliant play. He's moved out to the right-hand side. Brilliant play. Brilliant 1-2 with João Felix. Played into Jota. Honestly, about 8 to 10 yards out, where the penalty spot is, 12 yards out, and he completely shanks it. He completely shanks it. He puts it over the bar. It should be 1-1. What a miss. That's two huge chances. Just confirmations of the change. Portugal on the attack here again. Renato Sanchez on the ball. He loses out. But just the two changes. It was João Moutinho that went off for Bruno Fernandes, and João Felix coming on for Bernardo Silva. Ronaldo looks like has moved out to the right-hand side, with João Felix through the middle and Jota occupying that left-hand side. But Portugal are really throwing everything at it, and should be 1-1, should even be 2-1 up. Jota had two massive chances and missed them both.
David, this is the thing here is, I mean, I mentioned it is where, like, when Jota missed that first chance, I was thinking to myself, like, when you asked me, how's the game going? And I was thinking, well, if Jota had put that away, which normally he would be able to, be 1-0 up. And especially when Belgium went up 1-0 with that, what I think is not such a great goal, pretty calamitous goal. It is kind of shocking to see Jota. I think he's honestly blown up two huge chances to either go ahead or equalize now, David.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I really do agree with you. And you kid, look, Mark Swift, you're in the comments. Let me know what the like situation is, my guy. Let me know, do we need to start calling people out and getting them to smash that like, man? Brian, what do you think of Jota's miss? That's two he's had now.
Do you know what? I think the first one that he snatched at was harder, because you look at it and the defenders were coming and you've got to take it as quickly. He didn't have a lot of time, but still, a Premiership goal scorer who was firing all cylinders needs to at least get that on the target, or at least make the goalkeeper work. That's got to be a glaring chance. I think the first one was a worse miss, but it was the beginning of the game. All right, he might have snapped at it, whatever. But the other thing you got to look at with Belgium now is with De Bruyne. Do you reckon that taking off was precautionary, because obviously if we go further in the tournament and they didn't want to do it, obviously make him run off it, or it could be that he could be out for a game, and if he is, obviously that
seems
that's
to be sitting on the side of the. He seems to be sitting on the side of the pitch. He seems to he was taking himself off, to a degree. So maybe he told himself.
Oh, João Felix got up there at the back post, and good save by Courtois. Got down equal to it. João Felix done well to get up above him. He's not the biggest of guys. He done very well to get up above. I think it was Vermaelen there. Fair play to him.
Well, we have to say, do you know one thing we have to say, and we spoke about him a lot, and I never thought I'd say this sentence about Portugal. Everything is coming through Renato Sanchez. Everything.
Yep. No, he's brilliant. It was the same in the first half. Everything good came through him.
Yeah.
Portugal are starting to turn it on a bit here, though. They are starting to dominate this game, and they're just starting to get forward at will here, which they need to. They are one down, but it's good to see them have the urgency, to try and get forward, because we have seen teams this competition still sit in, to 70, 75 minutes and then go for it. It's good to see Portugal going about their business from the off in this second half, and they have been by far the better team, in my opinion, especially since De Bruyne has gone off. And look, you can see Belgium now, they're just plugging up spaces, filling the gaps. 2-3 men around players that time. Good switch of play. He got too greedy. He should have. Who was that? Bruno Fernandes. He got too greedy there. He should have took it down, spread it out to the right-hand side, and let the cross come in from Diogo Dalot. Good switch of play there by a good ball in by Renato Sanchez for that Felix header. What a ball in. I have to say, I've been very impressed with Renato Sanchez today.
Unbelievable.
He's been absolutely brilliant. He's been brilliant. But what a ball in. Look, if that was Ronaldo, he probably would have buried it. But João Felix for the height done well to get up here. Belgium on the counter attack here. They have numbers going forward. It's out to the right hand side. Who's I think that's Tor Eden Hazard or Munier. Sorry. Oh, Portugal winning the ball back. Oh, well done. Good midfield play. Good mopping up there by Yuri Tillemans.
Great player. Great player. I wish we'd signed him. I wish we had got Tillemans.
Brian, he was a player we were looking at Monaco when he was, or not Monaco, Anderlecht when he was 16 playing Champions League football. Oh,
and we were meant to get him on. We were meant to get him on loan before Leicester, but we didn't go for it.
Yeah, but the thing is, we were linked to him when he was 16 at Anderlecht. Never signed him. We went to Monaco. We were linked to sign him again. Never did. And the next thing, Leicester buy him. Shocking, really. Tottenham should have signed him up. He was a good player. Lukaku trying to volley from outside the box. And he puts it over the bar. Good effort from Lukaku, I have to say. Let's welcome a few more people in here. Henry Sago says, Martinez defending a 1-goal lead. Any similarity, guys? He's referring to Jose. Come on, Portugal. The kid wants them to score. James Redmond. No, Lukaku hasn't been in it, to be fair. Yeah, I'll give you that. He hasn't, to be fair. And Dove. Belgium playing like a Mourinho team. Yeah. Look, it does worry me that, that De Bruyne has gone off and they're just kind of sitting in. Look, tournament football, it is a bit different. You know what I mean? They do have the 1-0. They have so much to hang on to. So I don't think you can really judge it off that. What do you think, Jack?
I guess another question was coming to my head, but maybe I'll answer that first. But another question that and I'll say it right now before I forget, another question that's coming to my head is, maybe the outcome of this, which team would have a better chance of, going against France here or Italy and beating them? And maybe what I'm really thinking, despite how Portugal are so good on paper, maybe Belgium at the end of the day have been the better squad this entire tournament, and maybe would have a better chance against the likes of Italy or France. But to answer your question, David, to be honest, I think since De Bruyne has gone off, it does seem like they're maybe a bit more eager or willing to just sit back, maybe see the game out, and maybe make it a bit more dangerous.
Do you think, though, Jack, do you think, like, say if he did end up the Spurs manager, do you think that would be the case if it was a Premier League game? Or do you think maybe it's just the case now because, look, the quarterfinals of the European Championships is at stake, and they are in the ascendancy?
David, I just don't really want to give the Roberto Martinez kind of rumors any substance or really any validity. I think it's kind of, I don't think it's as bad as saying Ryan Mason will be manager next season, but I think it's no offense to you, Daigle, but I do think it's kind of teetering on that kind of level of conspiracy. I do believe that we are not going to be going for any managers that are currently managing any national sides. That's just my belief.
Yeah, interesting. And Brian Daigle, what's your thoughts on what I asked, Jack, man?
Well, with Martinez, so listen, with Martinez, he played wonderful football at Swansea. Don't get it wrong. He played wonderful football and did a great job. He did the same at Everton. They played good, expansive football. But the one problem that has dogged Roberto Martinez wherever he's gone is his defending. Now, obviously, at Belgium, when you've got Vertonghen, Toby Alderweireld, Vermaelen, or whoever you put, we all know what Vertonghen and Alderweireld can do together. If we had the defence that we had with Walker Rose, then you can't mess that up. But you look at our defence now, and even Mourinho can't get it right. So with Roberto Martinez, don't get me wrong, we'll go back to playing great football, but if he can't sort out a defence at the teams he's been to, God only knows what will happen with us. And do you know what? I've got a question for you guys and people in the comments. Now, what I'm about to say, don't get me wrong, I still wish he was at Tottenham. He's a fantastic player, without doubt. But I saw this mentioned by Man U fans, and I've seen it in this Euros. Bruno Fernandes does not turn up in the big games. Don't get me wrong. I want it clear. He is world class, and I would love him at Tottenham, and I wish we had him. But those big moments, like we said with Eriksen, where he should grab a game by the scruff of the neck and say, "This is my game. I'm here. This is me." He just doesn't turn up.
Look, in the case of Man United, what I'd say in the case of Man United, when it comes to the big games, United are playing in the big games, he single-handedly picked out to try and stop. So, you know, everything is around stopping him with United in the big games. And for me, I would say it's a case of him being crowded out in the big games. But does Ole have the tactics to be able to get him involved in the big games? I don't think so. I think Ole sticks to the way he plays. So I would say, look, I would say there is an element to that when it comes up against the big teams, he's the pinpoint that they try to stop, and they will nullify it. You know, and they have the players to nullify it. But what I will say is, what he's offered to United throughout the course of the season, especially against some of the little teams and some of the teams in and around him, I have to say, has been next to none. His mentality with Portugal, look, it's a star-studded team. Let's be fair. When I seen the squad announced, I was like, holy shit, when did Portugal get so many good players? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And look, I agree with you. He's been disappointing this Euros. He has been. But I think that's more a case of it being off the back of so many games he's played for United this season. I do think that's the case. I think he's a bit leggy. That's just my opinion on it. I think, look, you know, going into next season, I think if United did have a new manager and there was better tactics around, I think, you know, maybe someone with a bit more nous and knowledge of the game, they probably would be able to get Bruno Fernandes in. And look, I'm going to wait for my judgment for the World Cup, see if he turns up there. That's when I'm going to make my judgment, because look, United won't be in Europa League next season. They're in the Champions League, this, that, and the other, so there won't be as many games to play. But that's when I'll make my mind up on it. Jack, do you want to say it there?
David, I think you honestly really covered it. Maybe what I would say about Portugal is just simply like, maybe, David, I don't know what you think of João Cancelo. I think João Cancelo maybe could be a huge miss for this team, and maybe would free up a lot of players like Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes, I agree with you. I kind of think maybe he's just targeted so much for big games that it's kind of hard to say whether he is a big game player or not. But I would say, like, the moment that João Cancelo missed this tournament due to COVID, I did think that was a huge loss to this team, because when you do have the likes of Rafa Guerreiro and João Cancelo on either wing or either fullback position, those are practically the most creative fullbacks maybe in European football. And if those two were together, I'm not kidding, I do think maybe this Portugal team would look even more different than it is right now. And maybe I'm thinking like the players like João Cancelo, some of these balls that are put into the box, you know, maybe that they would have been, you know, a bit more on or something like that. Or even with João Cancelo as well, he's that good. Like, you know, certain chances that fullbacks have been in, he would have played a better ball. He would have even shot it. He would have taken a player on, whatever it may have been. So I will say, the more I think about this team, maybe João Cancelo is more important to this team than we think. And because of that, maybe he would also relieve some pressure on the players like Bruno Fernandes and et cetera.
100%. And just before I let Brian Diego back in there, Portugal have made another change. It's Andre Silva on for Diego Jota. So interesting to see what will transpire there. But sorry, Brian, you had your finger up.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to add to the conversation about Bruno Fernandes or whatever. And like you said, David, yes, he's being crowded out. But if you look at it, and I'll name a few players, Gareth Bale, Thierry Henry, Dennis Bergkamp, Gianfranco Zola, these are all world-class players that had exactly the same thing. Stop that player, stop that player. And they're like, on the big games, nope, I'm Gareth Bale, I'm this one, I'm that one, I'm going to make my presence felt. And with Bruno Fernandes, you just need to be like that.
Yeah.
You can't keep saying, yeah, I'm world-class, oh, the big boys ganged up on me and they double. These world-class players that people deem world-class, like the players I just mentioned, found a way where it didn't matter if you double teamed them or whatever, they'll just go through you, pass you, whatever. Their movement, not just on the ball, their movement off the ball does it. So don't get me wrong. I love Bruno Fernandes and would love him at Spurs, but he just seems to have this where when they really need him and they can really do with him, he's not there.
We do have to remember, though, he has stepped up from the Portuguese league to the Premier League. It is only one season. We do have to take that into account. He has only been there one season. And that's why me, personally, I'm going to wait for another season, because he's not used to playing the intensity of the games at the speed of the games in the Premier League as he does in Portugal. And for me, I'm just going to wait another season. I do think maybe next season, you know, because, look, I've seen also some of them big players like Thierry Henry, Zola, and that. So, like, Thierry Henry wasn't an instant success at Arsenal.
Correct.
You know what I mean? Some of these players, it takes them a year to get to the Premier League. And that's why I'm just going to wait to judge. I'm going to give him his first season, and then I'm going to judge it after that. and see how he gets on. And look, it could be a case where he's just not a big game player. But for me, I'm going to give it one more season. Everybody that's watching, make sure you do smash a like on the stream. You know, for the guys. And make sure you smash and subscribe on the channel if you're new. Joe Felix just winning a free kick there from Toby Alderweireld. And Toby Alderweireld got too excited, came through the back of him. Let's see what Portugal can do from this free kick. Let's see whether it's put it in the box.
That's for Marlon. It's for Marlon that got the yellow or made the tackle.
I wonder where Ronaldo have a pop at this, you know. It's centre of the goal. It's about 35 yards out. And he's shaping up like he wants to hit this, you know. We could see a knuckleball. Could see a knuckleball here. And then after that, then I'll take a few comments. I wonder where Ronaldo try one. He's shaping up for it. Belgium have a lot of men. I think Portugal have formed a wall in front of the wall, interesting enough. They have. They have, and they're just Ronaldo telling someone to get out of the way there. So interesting enough, he must think he can score here. I hope he does. This would be a cracker if he does.
It'll be the first free kick.
Ronaldo? Nah, shit free kick straight off the wall. That's shocking. I'd be so annoyed. No, and then the centre-back from Portugal gets the ball, tries to punt it up into the box, and he just puts it straight into Courtois' hands. Sue Smith says, what do you guys make of Potter's remarks? He won't join us as he wants to manage Man City when Pat leaves. A tad ambitious, methinks. Yeah, look, I'm just not a fan of Potter, and that's all I'm going to say on it. And his remarks are deluded. You know, he's come from Sweden, you know, to the Championship, to the Premier League. Yeah, he's had you could say, a remarkable rise over the last 3 years. But yeah, I
imagine, David, we've reached the point where Harry Potter thinks he's better than us, David. Harry Potter thinks he's better than us. He thinks, you know, there's a better school of magic, you know, to perform his tricks out there. It's actually despicable. It's despicable,
Jack,
David.
Forget that, Jack. Whether he turns us down or not, the very thought that he's going to be wanted for an interview for the Manchester City job is probably the most deluded thing I've heard all year.
It's taking a page out of Moon Boot's book. Maybe, yeah, out of Moon Boot's book. Maybe they're a bit
In
similar.
what
Yeah,
world?
maybe they're a bit similar.
In what world is that even a possibility?
The only common denominator there is that they're English and that they may be believing into the hype that the press give them. Could be. That's a real thing. I don't care what anyone says. The English press hype is a real thing. Sometimes they do balloon some of these players up to be better than what they are.
I agree.
Oh, the press back home are woeful. Like, they are ridiculous.
Dele Alli, prime example.
Well, it's not just that. I mean, they're great one time and love you, but the second they see you in a bar or whatever, or can get them dirty on you, they literally will big you up. But the second they're no use to you to sell papers, they will squash you in a second. I hate the tabloids back home.
Oh, Portugal on the attack here. Oh, that could be another. That's surely got to be a free kick. Well recycled. Oh, who hit that shot? I think that was João Felix. Unlucky. Didn't really trouble the keeper. Kind of like a tame effort, but at least he had a go. Oh, that's outside the box. So I think Bar might have been looking at that challenge there, you know. But look, Belgium, they're holding on. But look, with Portugal, guys, anyone that's watching, it's not for a want to try and. They really are trying to get at Belgium here. They really are peppering them. And I think Belgium maybe are looking in, soaking up, and trying to maybe go and hit them on the counter to try and get the second to put it beyond doubt. We have a Belgian player on the ground here. And Portugal are just playing on, much like we've seen Italy do yesterday. And then one of the Belgian players just takes him out. And then Pepe goes and takes him out. And all the Belgian players running in. They have a bit of an argument here. Pepe letting the head get the better of him. That's it, Pepe. That's what I love. That's what I want to see in football. You know, you take out my player, you know, because your player's on the ground, I take you out. That's what I want to see. That's the sort of mentality.
He's an animal. I hate him.
Is harsh.
He's an animal. I hate him. I hate him. But I tell you what, it's Lukaku down. And can you imagine if they lose Lukaku and De Bruyne?
Yeah, that would be a huge blow. What's wrong with him? What's wrong with him? The size of the guy. Oh, okay, maybe he got boot in the head there, or was it the arm? Oh, yeah, it was a boot in the head. Okay, that's fair enough. Studs first. Okay, fair enough. But I was just going to say, if it was for a little tussle, that's it. That's what I'm talking about, Pepe. Absolutely upends him. Where are you going?
That's so brilliant,
Look
Pepe.
at that.
That's so brilliant. Oh, that's glorious.
You know,
Brian, I'm shocked that you say you hate him.
Pepe just done it
I
back.
know.
Pepe's my favorite player of all time. I'm not even kidding. One of my favorite. If I could have three players to take with me to an island or something, Pepe would be one of them. Pepe would be my bodyguard.
He's a great. Don't get me wrong. His football is brilliant. His attitude and he's just an animal. If you go back and see some of the tackles he's made on people, he's an animal. And sometimes when he goes down and he's pretending to be injured and he has a little wink at the camera, like David Luiz did at Chelsea for Man U, he's an animal.
He'll do that though after breaking someone's leg. He'll do that after breaking someone's leg, and then he'll pretend they took a nick at him, and he'll go down. Yeah, he's the best of all time. He's the greatest there ever was. Pepe, 100%. I really do think the best dark arts defender of all time. Maybe Vidic as well. Vidic was also brilliant. He had his moment. But at least of my lifetime, of me growing up, I would say Pepe and Ramos. God, just brings tears to my eyes every time. Brings tears to my eyes.
100% Portugal making another change here. Renato Sanchez coming off. I don't understand why he's taking him off.
That's what I said, David, is if he gets taken off, that is just a crime. Just a crime. The best player on the pitch for them.
That is a crime. I don't get what he's doing. Will VAR look for a penalty there? I'm not sure. But hauled down. Let's get a few more comments in the chat here. Aaron Dove, come on, Portuguese. Give me penalties. We have Reno. He's saying it's an average game. Players like Eddie Howe and Southgate both average 100%. Who else have we got here? I know we are in the best shape right now, but surely we are a step up from Brighton. Of course we are. Of course we are.
Up, Sue.
Terence Burt, he's loving the fight. Good man, Terence. Absolutely love that lad. And everyone else just going mad a bit about Potter. Yeah, so look, when Brighton come around, everyone give them stick. That's what I say. Portugal, look back to this game. There's about 12 minutes of normal time left to play plus injury time. I predict about 3-4 minutes injury time with all the substitutions made. So look, there's about 15 minutes left here for Portugal to try and find the answer to get themselves back in the game. They've been brilliant. I really don't understand why he took off Renato Sanchez. I think that's a poor substitution for me. Renato Sanchez has been their best player in the middle. He's been their most creative out of that middle as well.
I'll tell you what, David, I'll say that's kind of game management. You know what I mean? They've got the option to make these 5 subs. They've all had a long, hard season because obviously COVID and the season was bang on, and then they've had this. They're winning 1-0. They're going to try and hold on to the win. And it's game management. Like I said, I still can't I didn't get to watch the all the Czech game because I had to go to a family funeral, but we haven't taken advantage of using the 5 subs that we have. And Portugal seem to be doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we just had a big ball into the box there by Bruno Fernandes. Met straight onto the head of Andre Silva. He just got underneath. He really should have done better there. He should be getting the header on target. Ronaldo with the ball down there. They're just showing the replay when I say maybe VAR look for a penalty. They're not checking it. But Andre Silva should have done better with that. Brian, this guy says you look like Daniel Levy.
No, he didn't. I think there was a Daniel Levy in the comments. But if they're talking about me, I don't. I can understand why people say that, especially when I've just had a shave of my beard and the hair. But yeah, I only do it in the summer because it's too hot here. But yeah, I don't look like. Thank you, my man.
He said he's only joking. He knows you really.
Oh, mate, honestly, it's my worst thing that could ever be looking a tad like him.
Aaron Dove says Portugal look like they couldn't hit snow off a rope. Yeah, look, they've had the chances. They just haven't took them. Catman Jess, if we get Nuno as manager, would you guys take anyone from Wolves at Spurs?
One.
Probably look at maybe Neves. For me,
that's one.
Neto. I'm not really sold on him,
Oh, for 20, he came in his first season, and like you were saying with Fernandes trying to get into the English, he's come on, and for a youngster, he was outstanding. Outstanding.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. No, look, a lot of people rate him. I'm just not sold on him. Another ball into the box by Portugal. They're just peppering the box here with balls in. Oh, that's shocking. Who took that on? That's João Felix. I take him back off. No, it wasn't. It was number 4. It was Ruben Diaz. So, yeah, no, look, we'll forgive him for that. Oh, Portugal nearly just showing a highlight from the corner there. Ruben Diaz with the header straight down the middle. Courtois manages to get his fist through it. Good save there by Courtois, I have to say. Yeah, look, Portugal, like I said, it's not for the want to try, and they are absolutely peppering Belgium here. They just can't get it. Look, Jack, what do you think Portugal have to do to be able to get this goal?
I think with Portugal, David, it's going to have to come to some kind of free kick or set piece scenario. They just brought on, what's his name, Oliveira, that guy from Porto who had that brilliant free kick under the legs of Ronaldo. To be honest, especially with that corner kick just now with Ruben Diaz.
Post. Portugal
I'm
just
about
hit
to see it, David. I'm about to see it. I'm about to see it, David. This maybe will explain it. I think it's going to have to be a set piece of some kind, David, or some kind of header.
Oh, that was unlucky. That was a good effort. Off the post. It was a ball into the box. The winger, I think it was João Felix running onto it. João Felix playing out that side. And it comes off the post. And that was a good effort. That was unlucky. Who was it that hit that? Oh, no, they're showing the tackle on Lukaku on that big lump. Yeah, that was unlucky by Portugal. Here's the effort there. Oh, he just tries to caress it with the inside of the boot. Guerrero, the left back that plays for Dortmund, tries to caress it. He has Courtois beaten, and he just hits the post. That's an unlucky effort. And now Portugal are having to defend the free kick here from Belgium. I don't know why Romelu Lukaku is shaping up like he's going to hit it. Get him out of there anyway. I wonder, it is Lukaku. Yeah, and like I said, honestly, that's a shocking effort. I don't understand why he's on a free kick. That's poor. That's really poor. But that was unlucky from Portugal. But Brian, what do you think Portugal maybe need to do different to maybe try and get that goal?
Well, it looks like they're doing everything. They are, honestly, we've said since De Bruyne has gone off, this game, without doubt, apart from that chance there, has been all Portugal. I have to say, I don't think I would be more confident in any defence in the Euros to say, do you know what? Let's sit back and hold this. This Belgian defence are incredible. But the one thing that really puzzles me is and Lloris was doing it last season a lot. I don't know why Courtois fisted that. Either tip it over or catch it. You fist it out into an area. Unless you're coming out and get a full run and smash it. I don't get why he fisted that, but I can just see Belgium just holding on. But now I've probably jinxed it.
No, it's looking like they're going to hold on here, to be honest with you. Look, Portugal, they keep putting balls in the box. They're literally just getting the ball down the sides now, peppering the ball with crosses into the box. They're just getting no joy. They're just getting no joy in and around the box. Either Belgium are clearing it with a header, or else they're getting the shot off and they're just not scoring. But Romelu Lukaku here, he has a one-on-one here with Bruno or with Diaz. Oh, good defending. Good defending. He took it off the toe. The midfielder that they brought on, that was great defending, I have to say. But Belgium win it back here on the attack again. Where is he going to go here? He plays it in the middle to Axel Witsel to Romelu Lukaku. Romelu Lukaku again. Look, Romelu's getting too greedy. He's dying for a goal. We can see that. But he's trying too hard. He's a try-hard. That's what he is. Portugal back on the attack here. Running at them. Ball down the left-hand side. It's João Felix. He cuts inside.
Do you know what I don't say? Just then, Portugal had so many people defending, whereas right now, there's hardly anyone there to support the counter-attack. Yeah. They need to switch it and just go, listen, we got 4 minutes left plus stoppage time. Just absolutely throw the kitchen sink at it.
Yeah.
No, I agree. They need to start unleashing bodies forward 100%. It looks like Eden Hazard could be pulling up here with a bit of a hammy. He's feeling his hamstring. And who's this guy with the silver hair coming on here now?
Probably Carrasco.
Oh my God. Belgium are going to be screwed.
Carrasco. Is that Carrasco coming on?
Probably Carrasco with silver hair, yeah.
Oh, that's Eden Hazard, yeah. That's his hammy. He felt it straight away. Pulled up straight away to the bench, giving all the right signals. Take me off because I'm shit since I've gone to Real Madrid. So good job. He's come off. And I think it is Yannick Carrasco that has come on. It is Carrasco. a guy, you know, that got his move to China. He was back in Europe there as well. Let's see what Portugal do with this. It's going to be a long throw into the box from Dele Alli. Let's see if Portugal can get on the end of this and maybe nick a goal.
Do you know what? David? Even if they do nick a goal, let's just say it goes to penalties. Belgium have lost 2 penalty takers.
Yes, that's very true. That's very true. De Bruyne and Hazard, yeah.
Yeah,
look, even if Belgium do go through, it'd be interesting to see if they make the next game.
Exactly. Which was, is it Italy or France they've got in the next round?
Italy.
Oh,
Portugal over top here. What can they do? It's a cross in the box. What's back post? Oh, just over the head. Just over the head of Andre Silva. Oh, God. And De Bruyne up in the stands cheering on his team. He doesn't look too injured from there to me. I think maybe that was more of a precautionary substitution. But Eden Hazard, the hamstring one, that'll be an interesting one. Oh, Portugal! Oh, it was a good ball into the box. It was flicked on by Ronaldo and Andre Gomez or Andre Silva. Then trying to come in on the back post and sneak it in. And Courtois was out quick there. Fair play to him. That's good goalkeeping. I nearly got it in underneath him. That's very good goalkeeping. Well done, Courtois, to get across that quickly. That's great goalkeeping. You have to praise him for that. Everybody watching, look, there's 2 minutes left here of normal time. Plus, I predict 3 to 4, maybe 5 minutes injury time. So there's about 7-8 minutes left in this game. Oh, Portugal on the attack again. That's well held up. It's just crowded out there. Crowded out again. But look, everybody, make sure you have smash the like on the stream and subscribe on the channel if you're new. So Lukaku on the charge. He's used Carrasco. What can Carrasco do? Cuts back inside. Carrasco still on the ball. Still has it. He's been crowded out. He should have got the shot off sooner. I don't know what he was waiting for. He's still on the ball. Portugal take him off it now. Portugal need to get this ball forward. Well done. Well done. I think that was Guerrero. Well done. Oh, Bruno Fernandes, actually. Good play by Bruno. Lukaku's very annoyed with Carrasco. Carrasco could have played him back in there and it could have killed off the game. Carrasco went for goal. He went for the goal himself, trying to make a statement. Maybe he thinks he can get in ahead of Eden Hazard for the next game. Portugal on the ascendancy here again, down the left. Just put the ball in the box. Why are you turning back and slowing it down for?
The current champions could be out.
Why didn't he put the ball in the box there? Put it in behind the defenders. What he's doing is turning it inside. And then they're just letting everyone get back in position. When he's on the attack there, he needs to float that in with his left foot, in behind the back line, between the keeper and the back line. That's poor. He just turned in, slowed it all down. Or does he realise they're 1 down? It's so negative.
Really, really, really are.
Jack, what do you make of that there? Do you think you should put it in, or maybe I might be too harsh?
I'm a bit behind you, David. I'm about to see it, so I'll let you know what I think.
He should have crossed it, and he just turns back, Jack, and plays it inside. It's, for me, I'll be honest, that's a player hiding on a football pitch.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not taking the responsibility, putting it in there. He doesn't want to be the one to put that ball in just in case.
No, especially with how it ended up, David. Yeah, especially with how it ended up with, Courtois, coming. That's what was going to happen if he got it wrong. So why not put it in? Especially what we saw with Renato Sanchez earlier from that exact same position, probably in like the 50th or 60th minute, whatever it was. Sanchez put in a brilliant ball into Joao Felix. The guy who was the recipient of one of those balls earlier, David, didn't seem to want to do it. So that is quite shocking.
No, it's just hiding. That's all he done there. He just hid on the football pitch. I'd be raging if I was the manager. I'd say, look, grab your bollocks and put the ball in the box. What are you hiding for? You don't want to be the one to lose the ball. I get it. But Jesus Christ, we're 1-0 down. The European Championship, I'd rather you at least put the ball in the box.
Yeah. You were right about 5 minutes. You're right about 5 minutes play extra time.
Yeah, look, Brian, I could see it coming with all the substitutions. I think Portugal have used all 5 subs now. Belgium have made 2. You know what I mean? So you could see it coming. Let's see what Portugal can do now. It's Oliveira on the ball. Oliveira plays it. Oh, it's a good thinking. Oliveira back again. Lines it up for a shot. What's he doing shooting from 35 yards?
I don't know.
Oh, that's shocking, Bruno. Bruno Fernandes getting greedy, trying to be the man. You know, you have everybody forward, get it out wide, get the ball into the box and create havoc. And he shoots from 35 yards. And that's the most men they've had forward in about 4 attacks, I'd say.
I have to say as well, with Belgium, you've got to remember, this has got to be the tournament they try and strike gold. Because if you look at it, like when England had their golden generation, this defence, Vermaelen, Vertonghen, and Alderweireld, this is possibly their last. I don't think they'll be there at the World Cup. Add another 2 years on.
Definitely not.
This Belgium team and that generation is starting to say, all right, you've got Lukaku and De Bruyne, but their defence is going to need reworking completely. And a lot of their success has been down to obviously building back from that defence. So Belgium, really, in my eyes, they've had a couple of opportunities at the last Euros and the last World Cup. This is the one they've got to take.
Yeah, it is. I agree with you. You know, I think you don't want to be that the golden generation. It kind of passes them by without any sort of success. They've been ranked #1 team in the world for so long. I look Roberto Martinez getting a substitution ready there just to kill time and extra time. A classic trick. It's brilliant. Let's see what Portugal can do. They're on the breaking here. Play him again. Oh, no. I don't care. You have to. Oh, good defending. That's good defending. You should have got there before him and played him in. He was. Oh, João Felix would have been true. Portugal on the attack again. Tries to put a ball in the box. Well headed out there by Toby Alderweireld. Good defending. Portugal again. Bruno Fernandes plays it out wide. Gives them an opportunity to get the ball in. Oh, that's a poor pass. That's shocking pass, Bruno. That's shocking. I tried to defend him and he's just done that. What a shit bang. Lukaku. Oh, ball just pumped up to Lukaku. He takes it down the chest like the defender wasn't even there. That's class. Portugal, they might get one last chance here. Let's see what they can do. They're driving forward. They've been unlucky. I think that Guerrero chance was as good as it gets for them, where he hit that post.
I have to say, and I hate saying this about an ex-Arsenal player, but Vermaelen has been outstanding.
Look, for Tongan, Alderweireld, and Vermaelen, everything that's come in there, they've cleared and dealt with. I have to say they've all been outstanding. I think, do you know what? I think Portugal, Belgium are well defended by Oliveira. I have to say, I do think Portugal taking off Renato Sanchez has kind of lessened their threat a bit.
Yeah, David, I just thought that was the biggest crime. It's kind of like, to be honest, it was similar to one of the games towards the end of the season when I thought Gio Lo Celso, even though he hasn't had a great season, was one of the best players on our pitch, and we took him off in whatever it was, the 58th minute for Harry Winks to come on. I think it's similar crime to that.
No, 100%. I fully agree with you, lad. I couldn't believe he took him off. João Felix trying to shot on the edge of the box there. I couldn't believe they took him off. I don't understand it. For me, I thought he was phenomenal in midfield. He was dictating whether the player goes left, does it go right, quick ball.
Brave as well.
I'm surprised they took him off.
He was very brave as well for their team. He's the only player willing to take a man on, only player willing to, get something going in certain moments. Like you said, David, right? Where João is, maybe hiding within himself, doesn't want to look bad and lose the ball in certain situations. Renato was never scared of that at all.
100%. Sue Smith says, thought I was dull earlier, but developed into a decent game. It did. James Redmond is asking where Ronaldo is. 100%. Aaron Dove is saying, come on, Portugal. Harry Sago is saying, Lukaku hold-up play is impressive. It is. It is, my man. It is. Who else have we got here? If we appointed Martinez, would you be happy? No, look, I wouldn't be happy. I want a top-class manager in. But, look, I have to stress this. And the game is over. It's Belgium true. Belgium won, Portugal nil. Ronaldo and Co are going home. He looks upset. He looks furious. I don't blame him. Look, with Portugal, they tried everything. They huffed and puffed. They just couldn't blow the house down. Jack, what do you make of the game, man?
Yeah, with Portugal, I completely agree. They huffed and puffed. They couldn't blow the house down. There were plenty of, honestly, David, you could maybe argue there were plenty of good chances for them to at least score one goal, either through Jota or maybe some of the chances that Renato Sanchez even created for some of his teammates as well.
Felix had
a couple of touches. Maybe Ronaldo even took here and there. Were a bit poor inside the box, I thought, where he probably could have done a bit better. But I will say those two Jota chances, really, one of those should have been buried. David. So it really should be 1-1 going into extra time. That's my synopsis.
No, I agree with you. Just there, I seen I seen Lukaku hugging Ronaldo and talking in his ear. You know what I mean? If I was Ronaldo, I'd be like, man, look what I've done in this game. Who are you trying to pet talk here? Go away from me. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. Brian, what do you think, man? Unlucky Portugal or brilliant Belgium?
I want to say brilliant Belgium, and the only reason I want to say brilliant Belgium is we said at half time. I know I said it. Well, Portugal need to come out and attack immediately, or make a more attacking formation or substitution. And they only seemed to really do that when De Bruyne went off. If they had had another 15 minutes, who knows what may have happened? Maybe Belgium would have buckled. Maybe, like we said, would you rather go out 1-0 the way you have done, or really, really give it a go and go out 2-0?
Yeah.
And I think Portugal missed a great opportunity. And I think Belgium, especially Courtois and the back line, have just been absolutely at their age as well. Their experience showed, and they were outstanding.
100%.
Outstanding.
100%. Good Beats Entertainment says, don't know why we got rid of Jan. He was superb today. He was. Him and Toby, excellent games. Whoops, I mean, congrats, Belgium. Big up, Aaron Dove. Chris says that was a great second half. It was, to be fair. It was a very entertaining second half. Sue Smith, Jan reckoned he couldn't cut it in the Premier League anymore. Yeah, it was because he was still concussed and stuff like that. So, Aaron Dove, Italy will bar Belgium, I think so, especially if De Bruyne and Hazard are out. Even though I don't think Eden Hazard has been great this competition. But look, guys, you know, we are going to end it here. I'm just going to give everyone a chance to plug themselves. If anyone's enjoyed myself here, you know, tonight, and Jack, make sure you do get over to the Irish Hotspur at 10:30, which would be 5:30 American time, 10:30 UK time. Get over and check out. I will be on for an hour. Just bits and pieces. I want to kind of just have a little chat with the Harris Army about on a couple of players and that. So yeah, get over there and check that out. Brian, where can everyone find you?
So first of all, I want to say thank you for letting me come on, David. And obviously, everyone go smash the Irish Hotspurs subscribe button and notifications, because what David does and the commitment and dedication he gives to the Harris Army, to everyone, is outstanding, as well as the We Are Tottenham TV boys who have given us this platform today. And if you like what I have to say or don't like what I have to say, you can find me with Brian Ireland, Shy and Stel, as well as the great Jack on the Two Brian show at Tottenham Away. Please give us a like and subscribe. And thank you for all your comments and keeping the chat flowing.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. Make sure you do get over, check out Tottenham Way, superb channel. Lots of different views, lots of different guests, and quality content. So make sure you get over there and check it out. Mr. Kanicki, where can people find you?
They can catch us later, David, in about half an hour's time, where we'll be discussing, maybe our thoughts on Højbjerg's remarkable tournament, Rodon's future, Nuno, a bit of Nuno questions in relation to Paratici and Levy. So if you want to, talk a bit about Spurs, Spurs players, catch us in 30 minutes over at David's channel at the Irish Hotspur. And then as well, if you're kind of, a bit nervous maybe about the England game, the England-Germany game, I would go head over to Tottenham Away and check out that Two Bryans on Friday night, because I dived into a bit of the tactics, especially Brian, and the Two Bryans practically took it over. They almost took over the Jack Knows What, because they know plenty more about some of the English tactics and some of their maybe personal takes on it than I have. So if you really are maybe nervous or just want to get to know maybe what the game will look like between Germany and England, head on over to Tottenham Away and head on over to that Two Bryans show that was just on Friday night.
Yeah, do get over and check that out. But I can already tell you which way the game is going to go. It's going to be Germany beating England. It's going to be nice. It's going to be a nice day for me.
Incorrect. But you have to know, I have to say, David, either way the result goes in that game, you and I will be having discussions. so whether I'm the happy man or you're the happy man, we'll see. But discussions will be had.
Brilliant. No, if England beat Germany, I'll go hiding for a few days, let the dust settle, and then I'll come back out once you've calmed down a little, because I expect the place to be going into chaos. I expect there to be beer flying up in the air and everything else. And so look, I expect it. But yeah, no, it's going to be a cracker. It is going to be a cracker. Look, guys, for you, the We Are Tottenham TV Army, you can catch me back here tomorrow for the 2 watch-alongs tomorrow, one at 5, one at 8. You'll catch me back here. You'll also catch me on my channel, the Irish Hotspur, at 10:30 this evening. In terms of the We Are Tottenham TV, you're going to have to put up with my ugly mug for one more day tomorrow. And then, the watch along for the England and Germany game will be back in Ben and Sim's hands. The two goats, two greats, who everyone tunes in to see. But look, I've been the Irish Hotspur. It's been great hosting some of these watch-alongs for you, I have to say. Big up Brian and Jack for giving up their time for coming on today. I really do appreciate it. And big up you, the We Are Tottenham TV army, for tuning in, helping us out in the comment section and getting us through the shows. Until tomorrow, have a good day and stay safe. Come on, you Spurs.
Levy out.